All right, are we online? Let me just check. Yeah, I think the mic is picking up sound. All right, cool. Yeah, we do have sound now. All right, hello everyone, Tactical Glitch here, and welcome back to a Wednesday Faction Wars again. Um, yeah, no dwarfs this week, unfortunately. I did too good with it. Yeah, basically, you suffered from your own success. Getting into the finals with the dwarfs. Yeah, that is how you get the dwarfs banned. All right, we are we have a lot of people playing today. We have 16 people. Yeah, 16 players. So a whole 4 rounds of battles, and then that's going to be a lot of games to cast. So let us just get it going and try to get it done sooner. I don't want to. Oh, wait, hold on. Is it? This is an invalid game code. Okay, no, that is just Barbagiani typing random shit, I think. I should have known that when I saw it. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, we have a lot of players playing, so we do have a couple duplicate factions. We have a Skaven Civil War in the first round, and 2 dwarf players playing against different players in the first round. And then, if both of them win, we'll have a Dawi Civil War. So let's see what happens there. Yeah, yeah, let's just find oh, that one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Looks like we are in with Barbagiani. They're playing Bertonia while we are trying to play some Tomb Kings. I did state it on the challenge name that I'm not going with cats today. So we'll have to figure out something else to deal with the Bretonian cavalry. That is going to be quite rough, I would imagine. But let's see what we can do here. Since Tomb Kings versus Bretonia is not a bad pick. Yeah, not a bad matchup for Tomb Kings. Oh, I need to ask my opponent to change map because I hate Altar of Darkness, Altar of Ultimate Darkness when it was still a map in Quick Battles. I haven't seen that map in basically forever, but yeah, it has a really horrible inclination and for one side of the battlefield, and then like literally half the map is on a downward slope, which you have to just walk up if you are unfortunately deploying on that side of the battlefield. Literally an uphill battle from start to finish. Patrick, Sipa, play a meme. I don't know. I don't know, man. How am I supposed to meme with Tomb Kings? Now even the cats are good. Arrow Titan, I guess. Yeah, I can do that. I can do Arrow Titan, and then that's a meme. Or I can use High Queen Kalita for a missile army. Winning your own tourney is so out. I've never won my own tourney. I'm very. I've never caught the trend when it became a trend and it's out of trend, and I still am not able to catch it. But yeah, what can we do here? Let's just get some Tomb Gods in the front line. Just all right, Tomb God front line, Arrow Titan. Let's see. I think this is very memey enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get some spears at the back there, and oh right, Tomb Scorpion are getting collision attacks in the next patch, but yeah, we're not in the next patch yet, so we're still pretty sad about it. Do we want armor debuff stacking? Nah, let's not do that. All right, Necropolis Knights. And then let's go with Cetra on horseback. Oh, and yeah, it seems like we will have even more buffs to Chariot of the Gods. We shall see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, we're not gonna enjoy it now. So yeah, nothing yet. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's just get everything. These 2 spells, pretty good, pretty neat, and yeah, I think we don't have much else we can do here. Maybe add a couple. Yeah, a couple skeletons to just ride into the enemy formations kind of thing. And okay, let's just catch a bunch of skellies here. Yeah, let's go. Meme army. Scorpions are cool. With max cav and snakes, go full fake Bretonia. With max cav and snakes and nah, I can't do that. Your friends want a laser-eyed titan. Oh, but it's so expensive. I can't buy shit after that. How am I supposed to defeat those Grail cavalry without? I mean, it's only 2 Grail cavalry, so it's not that bad, right? Fine, I'll bring a laser eye. I'll bring a laser eye. It's so expensive. What the fuck? What? How am I? What? How am I supposed to feel? Oh, why is it so expensive? All right, laser eye titan. Here we go. In that case, we still have enough. We have some extra gold, and we can just dump it over here. And man, why is this so expensive? Wait, hold on. All right, cool. Get some more bodies on the field, and then 4 whole tomb gods, and yeah. Next, defeat Grails? Absolutely not. I'll have to try to figure out the fight against those Grail cavalry with the laser titan and maybe an Usirian's incantation of vengeance. Titans are cool, not gonna lie. It is basically a mech. Yeah, we have multiple mechas in this game. Like we have the Tomb King's mecha, which is, bro, he still haven't changed map. No. Yeah, this is why I hate this map. Like, you literally deploy on a downward slope there, and you kind of have to walk up to fight a battle. I don't want to... I really don't want to fight on this map. Whatever. I mean, we are a full melee army, so it shouldn't be that bad. I think we can accept that. We're going full melee after all, so it should be fine. Like the slope shouldn't be that bad. I mean, it's not ideal, but we're not sitting back to shoot anyway, so it shouldn't be a massive issue. And I don't think my opponent is reading my messages, so I'm just gonna start deploying then. Alright, ready when my opponent is ready, and we're good to go. Wait, did I not put him on? Yeah, I did put him on horseback. Scared me for a second there, seeing Cetra so small. But yeah, I'm not bringing kittens, so no sphinxes today. And it's gonna just be Shim's Burning Gaze to try and shoot those puny Grail cavalry. Very slippery in the snow. Best map? Fuck you! I hate this map with a passion. Yeah. This is just such a horrible map in multiplayer. I don't know why somebody thought this is a good idea to have such a huge slope in the middle. Like, artillery is essentially useless on this map. Unless you have, like, such a high firing arc, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, we are ready. I don't know whether our opponent is ready. We have a lot of Tomb King infantry though, so it's something. What we need to do is just to keep pumping out those flaming damage to nuke the enemy healing and also drain them away with Usirian's incantation of vengeance. Of course, there's a good chance I'll just drop some Jav's incantation of cursed blades, but yeah. All right, let's go. Fuck it. Fuck it. Okay, we have a very peasant heavy army. That is a lot of peasant. Holy shit. And And defenders of Fleur de Lay, Grail. Okay, that there we have the Grail cavalry. Yeah, I don't know what to do here other than just keep marching. Let's just drop some shots. These are knights errant. Knights errant. Drop some shots on over there. Get our mobility. Yes, slam those. Oh wait, no, hold on. Alright, let you guys just keep marching. Alright, we got a bit of shots out. What are there? Oh, you know what? Come over here. You guys pull back and start marching out. You come over here. Okay. We got caught. That's not great. Okay, we got caught. That's not great. We keep pushing and slam in. Yeah. Okay, you guys pull back a bit there. And alright, we got one of the archer. We now go move on. Alright, cool. We are okay for now. And we kind of managed to shut down their infantry lines. We just need to come over here with Cetra and slam those backs of the peasant. Maybe sandwich them a bit. Alright, we are knocking. Alright, one of the skeleton horsemen is just still occupied by some random stuff. Alright, cool. Alright, we knocked over one of the few trebuchet. Let's shoot the Grail Knights. And Cetra come over here and drop that Siren's incantation of vengeance. Or actually, come over here. Blind response. That's the other. Alright, cool. Alright, we knocked over some of their. Alright, cool. We countercharge. And we drain them away. More questing knights come in, we just send more infantry over them. And you come over and nuke their stats, please. Oh, what does it do? Alright, yeah, everyone just come over. It doesn't really matter. Alright, everyone blinded. Anyone blinded here? No one blinded? Really? Oh, wait, no. It's an explosion. It doesn't blind. Okay, never mind. It'll work. It'll work. Oh, these are caught out. Okay, fine. Spirit Leech for pawns, which is fine. Yeah, send them over. We're blobbing a little bit too hard there. Skeletons are still being kind of grinded out. Not a big deal for now. We have a lot of halberds, which is nice to fall back on. Really? A one-on-one fight? Oh, actually, no. We're not doing one-on-one. Yeah. All right, we pull back. We pull back. We knocked out those archers. We can retreat now. Man, what happened to those Grail Knights? They must have stuck in a melee fight for too long. And we dropped the Shapti summon in there. You guys just stay there. You don't have to do much over here. Okay. This guy's just still standing around, not really doing, not needing to do much, honestly. Yeah, I'll just save that Chim's Burning Gates for later then. Bring her down. Cetra is beating her up. Cetra does not serve. And definitely does not serve. Cetra might be a little bit, you know. He was from the ancient. Oh wait, actually, there is female pharaoh, so it's still. Yeah, the gender equality isn't that bad. I mean, it's still probably not great back in the days in the ancient Egypt, but yeah, I don't know actually. Anyways, Wednesday faction war round 1. There we go. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, we have a very halberd heavy army. That's probably how we managed to win this, honestly. Like, that Grille cavalry getting stuck in the back line there, just getting dragged down by those halberds was a bit rough. Otherwise, yeah. I just kind of forgot about the Arrow Titan in the front line, and just let him sit there stomping peasants, and he did what he needed to do, dropping Spirit Leechy, and there it worked out. And the Cetra does not serve at all. Cetra does not serve. Oh, one of the player has to forfeit because of back connection. Okay. I need to do some. Give me. Oh, Pigman. Sometimes Pigman does have a bit of bad connection. So one of the dwarfs is out of the play now. Since Pigman had to drop due to lag, due to connection, and in cars. Oh no, Warriors of Chaos lost to Dwarf Warriors. Dwarfs in general. That is unfortunate. We are moving on with a first win of the Catless Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings is pretty strong after all. Let me just get a score 1 on my end. And yeah. Give me a second. Yeah, just doing some tournament admin. So yeah, that should be all. And yeah, as on the other side of the battlefield, the Bretonnians there, unfortunately, the Grail Knights got slaughtered pretty hard in melee. Got stuck too long in the middle of a bunch of Tomb Gods with halberds, and I also gave the Necropolis Knights the that bonus versus large with the Jaff's Incantation of Curse Blade, a really strong spell in the right engagements, and they got some pretty good value overall. Also, partly because Bretonnia didn't really protect their artillery well. Having such a scattered formation, I was able to exploit some of the weaknesses in the back lines there due to the lack of cavalry screening, and managed to knock out that few trebuchet and those archers before they caused too much damage. So yeah, GG to my opponent there. I will be waiting for this. Whoever wins the Skaven battle will be fighting them as instead. So yeah, we're just waiting for the Skaven Civil War to be over, and then we should be good to go. Oishi Kunare Kitang. I think that's a Bocchi the Rock reference. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, it is definitely a Bocchi the Rock reference when I'm seeing an anime profile pic. All right. We have some replays. We're still waiting for the Skavens to be done. So let's just check out some replays then. We have we have a Dawi battle that starts. That we can do right now. Let us just quickly go through the replay, and it's probably a pretty painful. Oh my fucking god! What is this? 3 Hammers and 3 Giant Slayers. Oh, the melee power of this dwarf build is unparalleled. I swear. This is beautiful. Cetra is so sad that he have to sell off his motorcycle. I didn't bring Cetra. That was actually a mounted Cetra. But yeah, I can't bring the kitty cats because I did mention it's a catless Tomb Kings on my challenge. But I'm also not going Chariot of the Gods so that I can actually afford the fucking mecha. It's so expensive. Yeah, to sell all his rights to afford the mecha. Horses are still pretty cheap. Titan totally carried it. No, it definitely did not. But yeah, okay, over here, this battle here, Inkos going for Warriors of Chaos, Azazel leading the army, a front line of Marauders, second line of some expensive Chosen with great weapons, Chaos Trolls armored, weird spawns for armor sundering and monstrous infantry presence, Doom Knights, one of them, and the Knights of Immolation, and also the Marauder Horsemen, providing some skirmishing firepower, and also mobility to disrupt enemy missiles. On the other side, for the Dawi, a very elite army, very narrow, very elite, 3 hammers, 3 giant slayers. All of these are over 1,000 gold cost of infantry. So expecting some very serious melee power here. Iron Drakes, 2 of them, and then Rune Lord supported by a Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer, probably the best, the most cost-efficient melee hero in the entire game so far, I think. If you only bring him, yeah, with only Foe Seeker in his toolkit, that's like, what, 750 gold? And you have a very solid melee fighter, 60 attack, 50 defense, 410 weapon strength with anti, large, and armor piercing. Great for slaying anything large, really, mounted or monster. And then 4,500 HP pull, yeah, plus very solid damage output. So definitely a very lethal combatant. The Rune Lord is coming in with some spells for sure. Runes, to be exact. Rune of Negation, Rune of Slowness. Very classic stuff here. Rune of Negation particularly good at keeping specific units alive. Rune of Slowness to tie down enemy units. And then cannons plus Dwarf Warriors. This one cheaper chaff dwarf unit, just kind of protecting the artillery. Cannons already firing and lighting up those Knights of Immolation. We will do a bit of fast forward since we are kind of a bit on a bit of a timer. Oh, our opponent is ready for us. Give me 2 minutes, please. Yeah, okay. So the Marauder horses are getting close and just getting shot up by a bunch of Iron Drakes, and then Chaos Warhounds are trying to jump into the backline to silence them, but there are some giant slayers in the vicinity, and they should be able to beat back the hounds without much issue. The front line, though, these Iron Drakes got a little bit too ahead of themselves and got tied down in melee, but the Marauders are getting absolutely hammered by the hammers. Though the Iron Drakes are pretty much shut down for now, and Azazel dropping in to cut them down. Some nice bombardment from the Knights of Immolation. But then now the artillery is, the missiles are pretty much shut down. The problem is that even if Knights of Immolation and whatever melee units get into the back line to shut down the missiles, they're still taking a lot of damage from the Giant Slayers who have anti-large and armor piercing. So one of the Doom Knights is already down to half health. The Knights of Immolation taking some minor damage as well. Hammers holding on pretty fine, even against the Chosen. They are still chugging out damage, absolutely tearing this weird spawn apart. Actually, surprisingly good damage so far. And there's no Giant Slayers fighting the weird spawn, just the hammers and some Iron Drakes firing in. The hammers really holding on in the front line there, while the Chaos Rush is losing a bit of steam. They're not taking a lot of missile damage, but just sheer melee grind-wise, they're still losing out pretty hard against all the elite hammers and the Giant Slayers. Especially the Giant Slayers are unbreakable, right? So they fight till their death, and they will never break, while your unit starts taking damage and suddenly they start wavering and will have to run away and take a bit more damage when enemies are striking you from behind. And yeah, we can probably do a bit of fast forward here, I think. Oh, Azazel trying to challenge a Rune Lord into melee, but there's the Dragon Slayer guarding him and also some Giant Slayers as well. So yeah, the Azazel had to pull back after taking some pretty good hits from the double characters. Chaos Warhounds are giving the Warriors of Chaos that mobility advantage to chase down routed units. Oh, sorry, it tapped accidentally. And the Marauders are roaming around trying to chuck those javelins and work down the Slayers, but it is taking them some time to go through all 3 Giant Slayers' HP. Ooh, some of these Iron Drakes managed to recover their leadership or recover their position, regroup, and now starting to fire into the Knights of Immolation, getting some pretty good damage done considering how tattered the Knights of Immolation are. Just a little bit more damage and they are done for. Now it is pretty much the Dowie's domination here with such an elite box army. Yeah, there's not much the Warriors of Chaos can do, as they are straight up losing that melee grind, and they don't have anything to challenge the dwarves in missile power. Giant Slayer is getting some pretty solid damage value. The hammer is actually doing well for once, smashing the marauders and monsters alike. Weird Spawn just dying to the last beast. Iron Drakes didn't do that much damage, but mostly their existence is to just pressure the Warriors of Chaos to keep pushing, and as the Warriors of Chaos cannot just sit back and fire, so they're dumping in units like Doom Knight and Warhounds into the backline, trying to silence those arc cannons and Iron Drakes, meaning that they are just taking losses as they're throwing in resources into melee, and then all the rest of the army has to push in as well, and then just getting a little bit too much damage coming in from those dwarf hammers and giant slayers, and lose out on the game. Yeah, you can see the Doom Knights didn't actually do much here, as they do lack that armor piercing to quickly cut down the Iron Drakes. We're going into a Skaven battle now as the Tomb Kings, and okay, so let's get our Tomb King's armies out. Wait, hold on. Vanguard's deployment. I don't know if you know what I'm thinking, but I think we have some fun stuff to try out this time. I'm gonna bring Arca in the black just cause this probably makes the most sense with the army I'm gonna try out. Field of Buna, Liber Mortis, and a Book of Arc and stuff of that kind. Yeah, these spells are fine. Actually, Doom and Darkness. I don't that. Let's see. Protect? Is that the one? No, that's not the one. It's the Lich Priest, I think. Oh, yeah, it's the Lich Priest. God damn it. In that case, I can probably just bring that. No Arc and the black. And get that. Get a Tomb Strike. Galatidal Steed. We don't need that. Yeah, let's just get the Tomb Strike. In case we need some emergency terror. That. And Enku's Canopy. Spirit Leech and Soul Blight. I don't think we need anything else. And then let's see, do we have anything else we can drop into the enemy? Oh, these guys don't have that. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Oh, I still have money. I can't spend all the money on the stuff I want to spend on. Give me a second. These guys do not have that. I guess I'll just have to do multiple of them. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll just bring Arca in the black. Whatever. If we get Flensing Ruin, we get Flensing Ruin. What the hell, man? Doesn't matter. At least I have a little bit more money. to do things. Although, yeah, I can do that, I guess. Yeah, that'll do. To get life leeching, and then we're good. Let's go. What am I even doing? Hi Leech, I'm rooting for the Skaven here because he set up a godforsaken Skaven mirror in the first round of the mall. Well, you feel free to root for your own faction. Doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all totally okay. Understandable. Hard to believe these army cost the same. One chosen and Garble Marauders versus 3 hammers. Remember that army also have multiple Doom Knights, which cost like over 1,000 gold. In expensive monstrous infantry in the form of weird spawn and some armored chaos trolls, or what we don't know, it's not armored. I didn't actually check if they have armor or not. But yeah, that chaos Warriors of Chaos build have some expensive units. But yeah, the average quality wise, the Warriors of Chaos army is way lower than those poor dwarf army. That dwarf army, yeah. Especially the character wise, Azazel himself alone with spell kits and whatnot costs over 2,000 gold, while the Rune Lord, if you really go cheap, plus a really cheap Dragon Slayer, costs less than 2,000. So yeah, it's pretty rough in terms of cost effectiveness for Chaos there. But yeah, we shall wait right now. We shall wait. Oh yeah, big. Also, the Warriors of Chaos also have a few more units, so that's probably why. Alright, we are waiting quite a while in terms of the loading screen. I am worried. I am quite worried. This doesn't feel nice at all. Is everything going? Yeah, we're the stream is alright. We are loading in, I think. Yeah, we are loading in. Yeah, we got the units here. Now we just, yep, we're good. Alright. let's fucking go. Alright, cool. We can do this and then do that. And then Alpha lament how elves are overcosted across the board. That or give them more stats, but it goes for chaos too. Especially demons paying more for crumbling. At least demons have decent leadership now. Like it's not like they're unbreakable or anything, but they're definitely in a better place than what they're used to. Especially like the crumbling thing really hurts them because once their unit is gone, it's permanently gone. Like you can't even get them recover their leadership at all because of the crumbling damage, how fast they lose their HP and all that. But yeah, this is pretty cursed. I mean, my army per se, but like, let's see. Yeah, this army of mine pretty dang cursed. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, let's just drop some flyers on the corner. Oh, why am I doing this to myself? Okay. Can they even? Yeah, they're just squeezing on the edge of the map now. Pretty hilarious. Arkan stay at the back there, and then you guys, you 3, yeah, just do that. Scatter around. Wait, the destroyer is finally getting collision attack? Yeah, they're getting collision attack, which is nice. But yeah, it's still gonna be quite rough to use it just because it doesn't have access to healing like the Dressorian did. So, all right. I think I deserve to use a meta lord in this battle, just because the cursed army I'm fielding here. I can't even. I can barely get 3. Yeah, I can barely get the 3 stages of Realm of Souls. Yeah, I can get 1 Ushapti summon, and I'll never get to the. Yeah, I'll never get the second run of Realm of Souls healing. I'll get 1, 2, 3 Ushapti, no more. Usually you get 1, 2, 3 Ushapti, and then 1, 2, 3. Now, no, I can't. Wait. Does the summons of Arkan count? In that case, that might work. Yeah, anyways, let's see. We shall see there. Otherwise, I think we're ready to go. And yeah, let's just see what happens. Probably not gonna end well, but we shall see. All right, cool. Looks like my opponent is ready, so we are going. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Full Vanguard, 2 gigs. I bet you never see that one. I bet no one ever see that one coming. You know what? I'm just gonna go and play with those Skavens for a bit. With the Tomb Scorpion. Wow, shit! That, what the fuck are these? Alright, go and shoot that. You go and shoot that. You go and play with that. And you can go charge that. Alright, we managed to envelope those. Alright, cool. Get around there. Alright. Charge that one. Start shooting. You. Okay, cool, whatever, man. Not a servant. Alright, yeah, you guys can start moving on to that one. Go and shoot that thing. Guys, march over. You pull back. Alright, cool. Hmm. Alright, cool. Let's just dump something here and alright, let's just pull back with these guys. You guys go there. You guys keep shooting these. And Night Runners these are? Oh, okay, cool. That was not. Oh shit. Why are you stuck, Arkan? No. Don't get stuck like that. And of course our cavalry lose against the enemy like that. Okay, one of the Tomb Scorpion is almost dead, which is not great. The other, my skeleton cavalry are also no match. Oh wow, okay. Arkan, why are you still not getting out of there? Sneaky is on your ass. No! And we just lose Arkan like that. Great. Just fucking great. No! And another big hit from Arkan. No! Arkan just struggles so hard from getting out of dodge. Yeah, this doesn't work. It needs a bit more thinking. Back to the drawing board. Man, that was bad. Funny idea, doesn't work. Horrible execution. Like, I think it can work. I just think I need better execution than what I'm doing right now. Like, it has potential. This build has potential. I should probably play with it a bit more. Just cause why not? I don't have. Yeah, I have. Oh shit! I think. Yeah, I think. All right. Let's just get this out and Wait, 10 seconds, really? All right, fine. I think this build has potential. I just think I need better execution to make it work. Yeah, okay, cool. So, yes, apparently, Arcane's summon counts into the Realm of Souls summons, Realm of Souls numbers. So, if I can get out enough summons, I can still get all 6 stages of Realm of Souls heals. The problem is I didn't play this one well enough, so it just fucked over massively. But I see the potential of this. So I might actually play around with this full Vanguard Tomb Kings a bit more. I mean, it has gotten better, somewhat acceptable on the low end. Exalted Demons usually stick around as long as an elite unit should. Yeah, basically. But yeah, Full Vanguard doesn't work with my shitty micro, but if I practice with it more, maybe it would work against certain factions. I don't know. I just microed horribly, basically throwing Arcane away in that one. So that was not great of me. Plus, I probably need Fate of Buna instead of Doom and Darkness there to deal with the Storm Vermins. Either ways, pretty fun battle. I definitely should experiment with this idea a bit more. Very good performance for my opponent as well. Just sending Deathmaster Snickage to snipe out my poor Archon the Black there. And yeah, the Night Runners actually held up longer than I expected them to. Oh, these are Gutter Runners. That explains. I should have definitely thrown in more melee power to slam down those Skaven skirmishers. Very nice play. Very nicely played by my opponent there. Let's move on to the next. Ooh, we have 2 more replays coming in. Okay. Let me just get those replay files downloaded, and then we should be able to move on to the next. We have a lot of replays, holy shit. Yeah, we should be able to move on to the next stage, which will be... I don't know who is going to be playing that. Sigos versus Angel. Alright. Okay, I need to wait and see if any of them responds, and then we can jump in on there. Oh, it's probably... Is it? It's probably this one. The no spectator slot, so we are not seeing anything yet. Okay, let's just jump in, and then... Spectator slot. Alright, cool. Let me just set up the army blocker, and then we can jump in. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's go. This will be the semifinals, and then after that we will be in the finals stage. This is going to be Angel versus Sigos, Skaven versus Dark Elves. Are we going to see Skavens going into the finals this time? Seems like Angel is on a roll with Skaven today. Well, Skaven butchering Skaven and then Tomb Kings. So, yeah. Skavens are going pretty well. Only one defeat for the Skaven faction as a whole so far, and it's on their own hands. So apparently Skaven is an S tier faction that can only be defeated by themselves. Yeah, so yeah, CA, please nerf Skaven in the 5.3, please. Thank you. No, just kidding. Don't. They might not be the weakest, but they aren't the strongest either. Yeah. Oh well. Oh, hello, Ronan. Nice to see you here. No more What Else for you this time. You're going greenskins, right? Or are you not playing? I'm actually not sure. Let me just check. Okay, cool. Never mind. Yeah, hello. Welcome. And, yeah, no, What Else for you today, at least, to say the least. Yeah. So, yeah. Have fun. But yeah, you're definitely for whatever reason, the lower tier factions are suffering from success. Because everyone, this is like supposed to be a tournament for fun. I bought a new game and started playing, couldn't stop. Aha, that makes sense. in the current state of Total Warhammer, it's like if you it hasn't faced any real changes for quite a while, and there's not a lot of a motivation for me to jump in other than doing tournaments and making for meme builds for fun, right? So I have been entirely occupied by other distractions that introduce a little bit more changes to my life than Total Warhammer. And yeah, so it's yeah, that I totally understand. But I do wonder what is the new game, if you would like to share. Personally, I actually downloaded some other games on the side. I bought Cataclysmal, which is this castle building RPG, castle building strategy defense game, and it looks really fun. But the thing is, I've been building my Custodes army for the past month or so, and just highlighting myself into insanity. Yeah, I just kept highlighting my yeah, I just keep drawing edge highlights, and holy shit, I'm going insane on that stuff. But otherwise, yeah, I've just been occupied by painting my Custodes army, so I just haven't had the time to play Cataclysmal. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I heard people hate it for some reason. I haven't played any of the newer Assassin's Creed myself. I've only played like the latest one that I actually truly played is Black Flag, and I really love it just because of how amazing the naval combat is, the sea shanties. Like, Black Flag is such a beautifully done game, and it still holds up like when I played it a few years ago, despite coming out for years. And yeah, I actually even got to go to like a concert in London where they were just doing Assassin's Creed music, and man, hearing those Black Flag OSTs in orchestra, in an orchestra arrangement, man, that hits, that's really nice. But yeah, Valhalla, I just don't, I couldn't find motivation to play AC games after Black Flag, because I finished the Ezio trilogy and I finished Black Flag. But then after that, I'm like, the newer games it seems to be a little bit iffy. A friend of mine introduced me to Odyssey, and I started playing it for like 2 hours, and I was like, shit, this game feels very RPG, like feels very regular RPG-ish, and it freaking level locks you out of new map regions. And that is one thing I'm absolutely hate about Odyssey. It doesn't have the kind of free flowing exploration that Assassin's Creed used to allow you to do, and instead Odyssey just gives you this RPG standard experience where you're just stacking big numbers and level number before you can progress the story and on the map. And I'm like, no, this does not feel like Assassin's Creed, so I just stopped playing. Never got back. Maybe I'll try Origins at some point down the line, but I don't know. And then there's the whole fiasco about how Assassin's Creed Shadows is actually is an absolute failure in terms of cultural sensitivity, where they actually put on something with very strong relation to like the atomic bomb, atomic bomb, and then they use that stuff to edit that as an element to like a figurine for an action figure for their as part of their merch. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then they went on to copy some they just straight up plagiarized some kind of some roleplay group's emblem in the game. Yeah, and it's just a lot of controversial stuff happening around the game. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with some changes to the history background, but then if you're going into like plagiarism, I think that's way too much. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Like, I don't mind if you change history for the sake of the story in fictional stories, but if you're stooping into plagiarism, that is I think that's more of a legal matter than a debatable moral issue at that point. Like a lot of stuff can be like debatable as kind of like, okay, it's just a creativity thing, right? Like you change some stuff on the fictional aspect, like adding in gods and technology, sci-fi technology, it's fine. But then, like, these are debatable, like, as a creative decision. But then you plagiarize stuff. That is more of a legal copyright thing. And I used to do, I used to study law, and like, I'm like, yep, no, that doesn't sound right. I was literally taught on that, although I've forgotten most of the stuff. And but yeah, like, yeah. I don't want to go too deep on that topic, just to stay away from controversy stuff on my stream. But yeah, that's just not great. But yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about Screen Blocker. Thanks for the reminder. I was too deep into their marketing is all over the place. Yeah, I feel like at this point, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a bit fucked. I have no expectation in the game, just because I don't care about Assassin's Creed these days with their RPG system. But yeah, anyways, we have Dark Elves versus Skaven, an interesting matchup. Wait, hold on. Malas versus oh no, it is not. It's not Snickage. It's the Warlock. We don't have the Shadow and the Blade. It's the Shadow and the Warlock. This doesn't make sense anymore. Oh, that one, a massive mischance. Anyways, Dark Elves going for the Shadow. Or wait, Shadow? No, Shadow and the Blade. No, it's the Blade and the Warlock. Yeah, that is what it is. The Blade and the Warlock. Malas Darkblade leading the army with a front line of Dread Spears, second line of Reaper Bolt Throwers to counterfire those Skaven artillery, Skaven weapons teams. A bunch of Shades hidden from plain sight as they are using their stock ability. And then at the back there, a bunch of Dark Riders scattered across the battlefield. Spell-wise, it should be a Fire Caster. Wait, hold on. Where's the caster? Dark Riders. Where's the cat? Oh, Death Caster with Spirit Legion, Fate of Bina really good against weapons teams. On the other side, for the Skaven army there, a bunch of Claret Spears, Avalanche Mortars, really good against any Elven infantry. Absolutely delete them in the quickest instance. But the problem is they will get counterfired from the Reaper Bolt first, so that might be a bit of concern. With their high AP weapon strength, high AP missile strength, and bonus versus large. For the rest of the Skaven army, second line of Red Ogres and some Doom Flayers for some mass and mobility. A bunch of Night Runners, very solid skirmishing infantry that can hold their own even against mobility harassment, like in the previous game, how they dragged down a bunch of my skeleton horses. Are these gutter runners? These are indeed gutter runners, even more elite than the Night Runners. Basically an upgraded Night Runner. And there's also a chieftain providing some monstrous presence on the mutant Red Ogre mount. Bone Cracker mount. Bone Breaker, Bone Skull Cracker mount. Anyways, a Kick Claw on the Hamster Wheel with Flensing Ruin, Unlimited Power, and Brass Orb. That's it for army build. And now, let's wait for the battle to begin. I wanted to say let the battle begin, but of course, we have to wait for both players to press ready. Anyways, we are ready. So we are just chilling. Oh, okay. So there's a bit of a rule break, because Sigur's brought 5 units of Dark Riders, where your max is only 4. So Sigur's is leaving 1 Dark Rider at the corner of the battlefield, just leaving it alone and not touching it. Yeah. Alright, looks like one side is ready. We just need to wait for the other side to hit ready, and we should start the battle soon. Alright. Looks like we are starting. Indeed, Avalanche Mortars are not in range, but these Reaper Bolt Throwers are definitely in range. So they'll probably start firing at the Avalanche Mortars and start picking off those weapons teams. We have a little bit of lagginess here, and let's see. I hope it stabilizes soon so we can actually start the battle. Proceed with a bit more. This might not be good. This is not good. Okay, we give it like a minute. If it doesn't get any better, I'll just drop out and tell them to send me the replay. Alright, alright, I think we are stabilizing. Good. Alright, Irreproachable starts firing, but the Avalanche Mortars, instead of trying to fire at all, they're just darting straight into the cover of these buildings. Really wise choice here from Angel. Getting that cover and using these buildings to block shots from the Reaper Bolt Thrower. While the Avalanche Mortars, they do have enough... Wait, what? They're firing at... they're firing at Malice Darkblade. They're just auto-firing at the closest target, which is why. But they should have enough of... firing arc to go across the go over those buildings and slam onto the targets behind. Anyways, Reaper Bolt Thrower crew still continues fire, while a Kickler drops a Flensing Ruin, trying to drain down the Sorcerers of Death. Malice Darkblade just YOLOing himself right into the middle of these Avalanche Mortars, forcing them to back away out of the protection of the cover, and also hacking down quite a bit of HP from these weapons teams. While at the same time, AK Claw taking quite a bit of damage so far. Got hit by a Demon's Curse, being dragged down a bit in the melee combat there. But right now, the double units of Rat Ogres just diving straight into the back line and just trying to pin down and surround Malice Darkblade. Plus, the Chieftain is in with the Skullcracker as well. However, the Avalanche Mortars is now being deleted by Fate of Buna, so they probably will get routed away soon, especially when shot by the Shades as well, but not before they delete one unit of Dread Spears. On the flanks, there are Dread Spears and Dark Riders pushing, but the Night Runners are here to just stand there and die, just try to stop the enemy from pushing. But yeah, now the Skavens are going all in to try and snipe out Malice Darkblade. Malice was dropping quick in terms of health, so he is forced to turn into Darkhand early, but still, he is still pinned down by all these Skaven Spears, Red Ogres, the Chieftain. There was a really good Soul Storm. What is it called? Soul Storm? Bloodstorm. No, not Bloodstorm. Reaper of Souls to drain down the blob of Skaven unit. But yeah. So far, Darkhand is still in pretty big trouble, but balance of power is in favor of the Dark Elves right now, since the Skavens have thrown away a lot of resources. Just try to pin down Malice and deal with him, and the Avalanche Mortar is getting absolutely deleted early game as well. Red Ogres, and are these? No, these are. Why? Oh, lag. Right. That's why it's showing Red Ogres and not Doomflayers. Doomflayers now is Doomflayers now. Okay, Doomflayers charging into the Shades. I think I should. Okay, internet stabilize. The connection stabilized with. Okay, Signals has dropped. Okay, never mind. I'll drop. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me dropping or any of those players dropping, but either ways, I don't think we should go back into that. Yeah, I don't think we should try to get into the. Yeah, I don't think we should try to get into the lobby to spectate their game anymore. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly message Siggles and Angel. Alright, cool. I think we will just have to do replays, maybe until finals. Okay, so, yeah, I think we should do replays now, while we wait for Siggles and Angel to finish their game. The Sexy Boy and Oishikunare Kitang. Why did I sing it in a... Why did I say that name in a freaking anime girl tone? I mean, I know I recognize the line. And, like, Oishikunare Kitang... I don't know how else to say it without making it sound like an anime line, because it is. The whole freaking name is an anime line. Oh, alright, fine. Nobody should touch Dark Riders. They're all garbage. No, Dark Riders are very cheap and cheerful peel. Utilizing terrain to cheat and get the advantage. Typical Skaven, I love it. Nah, what do you mean cheating? That is called utilizing terrain. That does not count as cheating. They with a random samurai voice, very pissed. Like the ones in Shogun 2. I can't do accents. I don't know how to do accents. I've never played Shogun 2 actually. I've never played any Shogun actually. Because the first time I started noticing Total War as a game, I was watching Pixelated Apollo playing Siege Battles in Rome 2, which then I downloaded Rome 2 and tried to play some Siege games, and those are pretty damn fun, not gonna lie. It just takes really long, and I don't think it has such an active multiplayer community like Total War Warhammer. Yeah, anyways, I should go into the replay files. Let me just download the replays first, and then I'll drop them into the replay file to check them out while the two players are duking it out in the background. Alright, what do we have here? We've checked this one out. So this one is from... Oh, wait, hold on. We have team... Yep, okay, cool. We can chat this one else first. Siggles once again going Dark Elves versus Twist playing as High Elves. You have to play 4 of the Samurai, so good. Dude, I don't have enough time for games. As in, I don't have enough time to try every game I want to play. There's so many games that I want to play, but I just don't have enough time, especially now that I have another hobby, aka Warhammer miniature, freaking painting and assembling all that shit. That is time consuming for sure. And yeah, I don't fucking have enough time. I'm trying to get out 500 points of models so I can at least try and find a group to play with. But yeah, I still haven't found any groups around my area, so yeah. I'll probably have a bunch of models at hand and I can't play any games, which is what am I supposed to do? Anyways, let's slow down the game for a bit of army builds here. Siggle's going for Malekith as a leadership, a front line of Dread Spear, second line of Dark Shards with shields, using their shield to trade against the Eye of Abyss, I also assume. Code 1 Dread Knights, 3 of them. One of them, the Knights of the Ebon Claw, very elite, very strong Dread Knights with their murderous mastery. Yeah, the regular Code and Dread Knights only have a murderous prowess. These ones have Coin masteries, and they have primal instincts for more physical resistance and melee attack, just like Lizardmen. Malekith coming in with only Soul Stealer. Yeah. While on the other side, for the High Elf armies of Twist, Heralds of the Wind, Elaren Reaver Archers, Silver Helms, Fireball, and very strong anti-large armor-piercing cavalry, but with only 1 unit. I do wonder if they can deal with 3 whole units of Dread Knights at the same time. A front line of Spears, very staunch, very sturdy. Second line of Archers, and then Rahagra's Pride, with a bit of more armor-piercing presence, leading the army Tyrion, supported by a Mage of Fire with Burning Head and Cascading Fire Cloak. That is it for army builds. I don't see anything else Vanguard deployed, so yeah, let's just get a battle going. Heralds of the Wind and regular Reavers are just trying to poke down Malekith's health there. doing some minor damage, and yeah, just shooting away. Tyrion moving up will do a bit of fast forward there, as Sigurd's just juking and dropping that Gaze of Malice, doing some really nice damage to these rather blocky units of archers. And yeah, let's just fast forward. Tyrion YOLOing into the front line, but then Malekith comes in with a thunderous charge with the Black Dragon. Seraphon coming in with a charge, and on top of the Knights of the Ebon Claw engaging into combat, trapping Tyrion in this surround, while the rest of the High Elves are trying to rush forward to the aid of their liege. But will they make it in time? I do wonder. Although all these blobbed up High Elf troops means it is a prime target for a Burning Head right on top of these Dread Spears. Will it hit the second Dread Spears? No, unfortunately curved away from the Dread Spears as they march right over that path. Actually, they managed to the Burning Head singed one unit, singed another unit on the edges of these Dread Spears, doing some pretty nice stuff. Tyrion, though, terrified away by Seraphon, as the Knights of the Ebon Claw and Malekith and Seraphon as well, just doing so much damage to this poor High Elf Lord. He cannot actually activate Heart of Avalon just yet. So yeah. Oh, there's some Crows of Cain, I didn't even realize. But anyways, Fireborn charging into Koan Knights. They're just duking out right now. But unfortunately, with the saturation of another Koan Dread Knights in here and Dread Spears, they might be elite, but they are still overwhelmed. They're doing quite a bit of damage, but yeah, there's just too many enemies right around them. While the High Elf units, most of them are just, yeah, they're just not in a position to help, as the Fireborn ventured a little too far away. Tyrion has received his Heart of Avalon heal after the Soul Stealer drained him away by quite a bit, just below that threshold for the Heart of Avalon. But I don't think that even matters much at this point. Oh, well, it does, holding the balance of power high. But and also the countercharge of the Rahagras Pride and the Spears managed to drag down the Knights of the Ebon Claw. Really good stuff there. And archers keep firing, whittling down on those knights as they're still firing into the fray there. Rahagras Pride continues the pursuit, but the Dread Spears are here to screen. Fireborn still fighting. Like, despite all that, they're still duking it out with those Dread Knights. And earning back quite some value. Not quite enough to earn back their cost, but they're still holding on. Very impressive performance from that unit. But otherwise, I feel like the Dark Elves might have out-microed the High Elves by quite a bit. As now the archers at the back, they are pretty scattered. And without the Fireborn there to stem the tide of Dread Knight cavalry, the Dread Knights are now able to just keep pushing on the Fireborn, while one unit of Dread Knights and one unit of Crows of Cain, they're both freed up to keep pushing those archers. There are no spears at the back to protect, no cavalry to screen, so Dread Spears themselves are able to just keep pushing forward. Dread Knights are slamming into the archers, Crows of Cain charging in, using that Feast of Crows. The Crow Feast ability, just to heal themselves back up in a melee fight. Tyrion trying to disrupt the enemy backline in there and try to hunt down those Dark Shards with the help of some Burning Head, doing some really good damage, but this is still a 79 model unit, still able to hold, I assume. Soul Stealer draining the health away from the Rahagras Pride. Not on Tyrion, I am surprised, but I guess Malekith wants to prioritize on the Royal Lions, just eliminate the last bit of those High Elf mobility. Tyrion charges in and challenge Malekith into a one-on-one duel, but Malekith is not an honorable elf. He doesn't really care, I don't think, at least. So yeah, there are some Dread Knights still hanging around, providing a bit of support. The Knights of the Ebon Claw pinning down Tyrion as Malekith retreats back into the skies. Now Spears are trying to push those Dark Shards, but yeah, right now the High Elves are in a pretty rough situation. Their Koan Dread Knights are running down the rest of the Archer backline, while the Spears are struggling to catch up to those Archers. As yeah, the Dark Elves can really just roam around the battlefield with Seraphon and terrorize the poor High Elves who do not have immune to psychology, I think. Yeah. That should probably be it there. Malekith and Tyrion engaging in a melee fight. Tyrion activating all his melee buffs, just keeping him fighty, but he's not actually doing that much damage to Malekith. I am surprised by that, actually. And Malekith is also not doing much damage to Tyrion, so it is a bit of a grind fest on the side, but otherwise the High Elves just just got eliminated by the remaining mobility of the Dark Elves there, and a very sound victory for the Dark Elves there, getting some really good trades all over the battlefield. And holy shit, what are the damage on these Dark Shards? We might have to jump in again just to check. Yeah, I might actually quickly jump into the replay again just to see what the hell were these two Dark Shards up to get like 150 something kills with Dark Shards. It's no regular feat. The Fireborn there, despite fighting a 2-on-1 fight against the Dread Knight, still managed to get some pretty solid value overall. Just that there were no healing on the field to keep them alive. And yeah, Tyrion, very unfortunate there, being isolated very early and got stuck in a pretty messy engagement, taking way too much damage in the process. Alright, let's just quickly reload into the game and see what the Dark Shards were up to. Dark Shards are actual shotguns damage-wise, basically, especially with their armor piercing. They're very strong. I mean, they don't have as much damage as a shotgun, but pretty dang close. Alright, let's just fast forward. Alright, Tyrion dives in and got charged. Oh, they got the shots on Heralds of the Wind. Burning Hat onto the front line. Very nice. Very nice stuff. They're singeing some of the stress speeds. Oh, that's why the Fireborn were so weak in earlier. They tried to go after the Dark Shards, but got shot by the Dark Shards. And they hit one of them. Yeah, one of them had earned back quite some value. The other not so much, but yeah. And then they went into a 2-on-1 engagement against the Fireborn. The Larry Reavers try to disrupt the back line, but there are some dress spear heroes to just keep them pinned and screened out. And the Silver Helms are duking it with the Knights of the Ebon Claw, but Rhaegar's Pride and Spears are able to just drive them back with some help of the archers. Dark Shards just keep shooting. Oh, these Dark Shards just keep shooting at the Elarian Reaver archers. The Heralds of the Wind, the more expensive ones too. So, while the Dark Shards these Dark Shards having really good damage potential, just as Olaf said, Dark Shards kind of acting like shotguns, dishing out ridiculous damage as at any units that are close by. Really good stuff there, while the Fireborn basically outgrind by the Dread Knights. And yeah, very nice nice stuff from Segos there. Just keep shooting and kiting back with the Dark Shards, making sure they are out of reach from the High Elves' spears. But they're still not getting like 100 kills. Okay, these guys are getting 100 now. It's close to 100. And then they just turn around and keep shooting and just keep shooting away at those enemy spears, accumulating some solid damage over the course of battle. Okay, Olaf the Moose has finished his match against Olaf the Moose? No. Wait, hold on. Okay, Olaf the Moose okay, Olaf the Moose sent in his replay against Sigurs. So we can drop that into the replay folder as well. And looks like Sexy Boy has won against Oishiku Nare Kitang, and it will be Sexy Boy versus whoever wins between Angels, Skaven, or Sigur's Dark Elves. Let us jump into the second battle here. Once again, Sigur's battle, Sigur's Dark Elves. This time versus Olaf the Moose. Okay, actually we can delete the replay we just got from Olaf the Moose because we already downloaded that. And we are looking into the game. Alright, cool. Sigur's. Let's see. Sigur's going in with once again a Malice build. Why are we lagging? With the sound effects? Hold on. Okay, cool. I think we're good now. Okay. Dark Elves going for all in on that melee there. A full front line of Witch Elves, 5 of them in total. Do we have the Regiment of Renown? We do have the Sisters of the Singing Doom Regiment of Renown, Witch Elves who has Murderous Mastery instead of Murderous Prowess. Oh, all of the Witch Elves have Murderous Mastery. Okay. But they do have the Terror to force an earlier break on those Cathay peasants. Other than that, a back line of Quant Dread Knights. Once again, going Dread Knights. Seems like Sigil's really taking a liking into Dread Knights this game. On Starkblade leading the army there with a Beast Saucer with only Flock of Doom to drain down enemy blobs. 2 units of Harpies in the skies there to disrupt enemy. Wait, 1 unit of Harpy, 2 units? Only 1 unit of Harpies, the Crows of Cain, to disrupt enemy backline, and a couple Bleak Swords in the front line. On the other side, for the Grand Cathay army, a front line of metal and shields. Well, metal shield pretty much. Jade Warriors here come in really cool armor with the. Wait, this is actually the cavalry armor. This neck guard, you can see it in the Yuan Dynasty. I think that design is more common in like cataphract cavalry kind of stuff there. Heavy cavalry. Yeah, just to protect their face and neck from attacks from below, right? It doesn't make sense for infantry, but yeah. Anyways, Jade Warrior front line there, second line with Jade Warrior crossbows, and then crane guns at the back there, and then another line of peasant long spears, and on the flank some Jade lances, and yeah, that is a lot of long range firepower. Ready to shoot down some enemy infantry formations, leading the army, Zhao Ming Iron Dragon, and going all the way solo out of his own army's protection there. Watching him transform into a dragon, doing some cool transformation moves. Technically a magical girl transformation. Yeah. While Malice is actually a focused target for those crane guns, taking some noticeable damage already. However, a little bit of Dragon's Breath doing some really nice damage to Witch Elves as well. And one of the Witch Elves already down to half health. That was quite unfortunate. And on top of that, the Jade Warrior crossbows keep shooting. Noticing that Malice is trying to juke shots. The crane guns are going after the Koan Dread Knights, and some stray shots did manage to land into the Witch Elves. Poor Witch Elves. But yeah, other than that, most of the Dark Elf lines are getting through unscathed, other than these 2 units and Malice himself. They are ready to just engage into combat, and with their Witch Brew, they can actually do some pretty ridiculous work against the Jade Warrior front line there. But another breath attack, really nice placement from Olaf the Moose there. Perfectly timed, just so the Witch Elves will walk into the Dragon's Breath spellcasting zone as they advance, taking maximum damage from the spell. One of the Witch Elves already routed, the other also on the verge of routing. This Witch Elf unit, they engaged, but they didn't turn on the Witch Brew. Okay, now they turned Witch Brew. The Sisters of Singing Doom also turn on the Witch Brew, but a little bit early, but still having over 10 seconds left. They should be able to get some good damage done as they charge in. As you can see here, the Jade Warriors are suffering some heavy casualties from the Witch Brew and also the Koan Dread Knights charging in. So they might not be holding for long. They need to send in those Peasant Long Spears to reinforce soon. Also a really nice cast off the Flock of Doom. They're hitting 5 whole units there, draining away their health. And as I said that, both of these Jade Warriors are breaking, forcing Grand Cathay to throw in those backline defense units in reserves just to activate them and just keep this tide of Witch Elves in check, though they don't seem to have too much luck in that regard. Crane Gunners and the Jade Warrior crossbows are being pushed back by Malice and those Witch Elves, just cleaving asunder these Jade Warriors. Although on the other side, things are not looking too hot for Dark Elves. Instead, as yeah, a lot of the Dark Elf units are breaking, being pushed back by Jade Warriors and the charge from the Jade Lances. All of the moves here really wisely pulling back the Jade Warriors crossbows and crane guns into a safer position to fire back into those Dark Elf formations. Now the problem is, can the Witch Elf's momentum be maintained and keep driving into those crane guns and archers? The Dread Knights are trying their best to try and circle around and get into the back line there. Crossbows are shooting, and the Flock of Dooms are draining away the health of some of these blobbed up Cathay troops, doing some pretty good work. Although it seems like on the left flank of Grand Cathay's army, they are breaking pretty hard, as the Witch Elves are unstoppable, cleaving apart one Cathay unit after another. And they're now moving on, pushing right into those Grand Cafe back line with nothing else in reserve to stem the tide. A lot of the Grand Cafe units are still blobbed up and concentrated on the right flank, meaning that the left flank is basically exposed with nothing to hold back the enemy advance there. There are some regrouped Jade Lances being sacrificed to the Lions, although there are no Lions here on neither side. But yeah, sacrifice to the Raptors, actually. That would be more accurate. And just trying to slow down their advance, but then again, they are tattered and very depleted. They are not holding for long, and then the Bleak Swords plus the Dread Knights are just continuing to push on. Now they're reaching the Crane Guns, who have suffered some damage from the Flock of Doom there, alongside some of these blobbed up Cathay troops. Now the Balance of Power is pushing back into middle, and remember, this is Malice Darkblade. He is constantly providing self-heals, and he still have a second stage of Dark Hand coming up. So in terms of Balance of Power, this might be even, but in terms of the battle, I would say Dark Elves do have the upper hand here, since they managed to shut down basically all of the Grand Cafe's missiles and still have that mobility advantage to keep pushing on. So any regrouped Grand Cafe missiles, they can just move those Dread Knights into position and just run them down, or even send in the Beast Sorcerers even. Now Malice and Zhao Ming are duking out in one-on-one combat, but the Demon's Curse seems to be lowering Zhao Ming's melee defense, making him more vulnerable to Malice attack. Another Flock of Doom to drain down those Grand Cathay troops there. And the Peasant Long Spears are no longer holding. A little bit of a Dragon's Breath spell, damaging the Sisters of Singing Doom, but they're an elite melee infantry and they will hold on. Zhao Ming does have his little bit of burst heal with the Burning from Braces, but is it going to come in time? We shall see, as I would say the Dark Elves are getting a bit of an upper hand, having more mobility, more control over the battlefield. Their Witch Elves are getting more and more tattered, but they can still fight, and every time they fight against Peasant Long Spears and Jade Warriors, they can still inflict some substantial damage. Just like here, routing the Peasant Long Spears, and then they'll probably break the Jade Warriors if they stay in the fight there. But yeah, overall, Malice and Zhao Ming still duking out one-on-one. And seems like Malice is winning the fight. So yeah, things are not looking great for... Wait, what the fuck is... What is going on here? It doesn't seem like there's a breath attack. It's just... light. I don't get it. Anyways, Malice is also still constantly healing. How do you slow it down if it's live? It's not live. This is not live, dude. This is a replay. I'm not showing it live yet, just because one of the semifinals seems to have connection issues, and yeah, oh shit. Looks like we have both the finalists, so we are going to fast forward here. It seems like it is just pretty much cleanup action for Dark Elves. Though the Sisters of Singing Doom still duking it out and still have more than enough juice to cut through a bunch of Grand Cafe units. Now the Zhao Ming is trying to intercept the Dread Knights, but Dread Knights easily beating up those Grand Cafe Jade Lances there. Zhao Ming is now distracted by the Dread Knights. Malice is free to just keep charging into the back line. Nothing to really stop him from doing so against tattered units, tattered remains of Grand Cafe army, and army losses hits before Zhao Ming gets his burst heal. Box play, yeah, sounds about right. I mean, it is pretty much their stick, right? Having their units closely packed towards protecting themselves with a defensive formation kind of thing, right? Yeah, it's just standard Cave for you. So army performance wise, Malice getting some solid damage. Sisters of Singing Doom should do some good work. Almost 400 kills, holy shit. I mean, not a lot of value, surprising enough, but they definitely slaughtered a bunch of poor Cathay peasants, which some of them did pretty good. Some of them not so much, being shot up in a pretty early game stage, but holy shit, almost 400 kills on Sisters of Singing Doom. The Dread Knights also traded well into the Jade Lances, just that they took a bit more damage from the Crane Gunners, and then they also got the time to just hunt down the missile units there, so getting some solid work done. A lot of value from the Flock of Dooms because of Grand Cathay blobbed up so tightly, giving the Flock of Dooms very good targets to hit. Like, throughout the whole game, the Flock of Dooms were constantly getting like 4 or 5 units at once, which really helped the Sorceress of Beast to build up her damage value. And yeah, that is it. Oh, Darming did some really good work with the Dragon's Breath attack, so inflicting some serious damage with the spell. Grand Knights just have insane stats and leadership, really hard for Grand Cathay to actually kill. Yeah. Actually, I should jump over. I should try and find the finalists, actually. Let's see. Oh no, please don't tell me they're already starting. Oh wait, hold on. Is it this one? It should be this one. Yeah, it is this one. I got it right. Oh no, Dark Elves versus Dwarves. Dwarves are in the finals. Fuck. I didn't want to see that. Somebody take down the dwarves. Okay, never mind. This is not a meta dwarf army. No, at least not. Oh shit. Oh shit. What is this? I love this dwarf army. Okay. Okay, this is good. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, cool. Now we just need to wait for Joy Boy. No, this is not Joy Boy, this is Sexy Boy. Joy Boy is from MTK. Oh, this is ODM's Sexy Boy. We have multiple boys, also Human Boy, you know. Alright, cool. Looks like we have we have some pretty fun battle here. We have 2 very fun army builds. On one side, we have a full crossbow ranger army. As in, well, not everything is a crossbow ranger, but that is as many crossbow rangers as you can bring. Otherwise, if you want more crossbows, you have to bring quarrelers. But if you want more rangers, you have to bring more throwing axes. But yeah, right now we have 4 regular rangers, 4 buckmans, and 4 slayers in the front line there. Multiple miners, just because there are some leftover funds, I suppose. Some of them with blasting charges, and then leading the army, Belagar Arnhammer. No rune magic at all. Just yeah, just Belagar, the king of the king of Karak 8 Peaks himself. Let's see, with rally. Well, with the regular leadership ability rally, Mighty Oath Stone for additional melee defense and charge defense. Not exactly the greatest ability, but Revenge Incarnate, plus 60% weight base weapon strength, and plus 40%, plus 40 melee attack, making him a powerful melee combatant that can smash down any light armored targets, or even some relatively decent armored target, if he can get the engagement going. Other than that, yeah, that is it for the Dwarf's army build. Very simple, very straightforward. Same goes for the Dark Elves too. A front line of Bleak Swords, second line of Harganev Executioner, and just 2 Bloodwreck Shrines on the side, ready to blast some Dowie. And leading the army, Crone Hellebrand on his party card. Yeah, just the statue of Cain T-posing against the enemy, and supporting her is a bit of a. You should got some fiery beauty coming in there with a fire sorceress providing living sword of ruin and cascading fire cloak for melee buffs. No burning head, which makes sense. You want more damage against the dwarfs, anyways, instead of direct spell damage. Anyways, on the flanks, we have some Dark Riders ready to spring their ambush on those Dawi units. If they can get a rear charge on the Buckmans, they should be able to do good damage. But the Buckmans are indeed a very solid missile unit. Like, they are a strong crossbow unit. I mean, they're a decent crossbow unit, but they're also decent in melee. Plus, they do have the liquid fortification, providing that hit point replenishment. They are also immune to psychology, so they are relatively hard to rout as far as a missile unit goes. The problem is that they don't have a lot of armor piercing with all these crossbows. They have a lot of volume of crossbow fire, so maybe over time they can wear down the triple party cart, the triple wheel, the triple blood... triple altar, yeah, formation, but yeah. Anyways, a lot of blasting charges going into those party carts and not actually going into the big swords. So that is a bit of a mistake, but a lot of, oh shit. Yeah, the Witch Brew, it's turning Crone Halibron into a rampage, but the crossbows are definitely putting the pain onto these, party carts. They only have 80 armor, so not bad, but also not the greatest either, and they're absolutely getting shredded by the sheer volume of 8 freaking crossbows. And the Dark Riders aren't exactly in position to keep those crossbows shut down. And Crone Halibron really needs to get out of dodge, as the Hargan Executioners are still taking their sweet time to cut through those miners. At least there are no artillery or gyros here to take advantage of the routed Crone Halibron. Even so, all these crossbows are straight up shattering Crone Halibron. That was very unfortunate for the Dark Elves, as they're losing their leadership and a major anti-infantry damage output. Plus, the Fury of Cain can give the Dark Elf units a pretty key damage boost. Now that the Crone Halibron is dealt with, all these crossbows are able to just turn around and fire at the next Bloodwreck Shrine, who is a little bit stuck over here, not exactly going into melee there. Getting some nice shots with the eye laser, but unfortunately, one ranger getting hit, but there are still, like, what, 7 more to go? So, okay, there are still 5 rangers still on the field shooting. One of them is still on the field, not shooting, but they're getting back. And then one more is regrouping on the side. So another party cart dealt with. Now, cascading Flaming Sword of Ruin, giving all these units a little bit of a damage boost, but they're mostly boosting base weapon damage and not the actual armor piercing damage that the Harkonnens Executioners rely on. At least it synergizes with Kindle Flame for a bit there to give a short damage boost with the fire weakness, but even then, it's a rough time for the rest of the Dark Elves here. They're just getting executed from afar by all these rangers, showering them with crossbow bolts. So, yeah, this is probably gonna be a very sound... Halibron didn't even scratch Belagar. Yeah. Oh, right, yeah, I missed out on the duel there, but when Crone Halibron charged in, Belagar ran into it, give Halibron a little bit of a beating. I don't think the major damage was done by Belagar, though. It was probably mostly from the Rangers showering Halibron with a crossbow bolt. So that is going to be the first game. Yeah, that's going to be the first game between Sexy Boy and Sigos there. And obviously, it is the shower of crossbows winning the day here. The party coaches definitely didn't... The party cards... None of them stood a chance against all the crossbows, getting so much value over the time. Yeah. The crossbows just dishing out solid pain. And yeah, I suppose the idea is to, like, send those Bloodwreck Shrine and just keep plowing through the enemy infantry formations and get into the back line. But Crone Halibron turned on her Witch Brew and then got stuck in the front line there and just got shot up before she was even able to get close and get the drop on those crossbows. Shame you can't really meme against Dawi. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Dawi's definitely memeing with this army build, especially with the choice of Belagar. But even then, 8 crossbows is still a pain to shut down. Unless you have a bunch of cavalry. Like, if there are a bunch of Dread Knights, I suppose, Dread Knights would actually unironically be good in this situation. But anyways, let's just turn on the screen blocker again. And yeah, see what happens next one. This time Sigos might have to be a little bit more try hard if he wants to prolong the game and get a slightly better anti-Dawi build instead of the full Bloodwreck Shrine meme build. Very impressive performance. A valiant attempt to go against the dwarves with the triple party card, but it's just too meme. It's just too much meme against a dwarf army, even with the dwarves meming. Too many crossbows. As of action, they're too polarized. You either build to kill them easily or you will lose. The dwarves army doesn't have a lot of tools. They don't have a lot of different army builds. They don't have the flexibility of a lot of other armies have. Like, for example, if you're going greenskins, you can either go a pretty good rush army, you have really good mobility, skirmishing cav, that you can go for a kite army. You can go for an artillery build if you want, if you bring enough doom divers and rock lobbers. You can even go monster mashing if you want, but dwarves are a very one-side, like they have a very limited toolkit. The best they can, they are either a box army that relies on missiles and artillery, or they are hero hammering with a blob. Like, their army is very static, so you can figure out a way to counter their build, but because they're so good at what they do, even if you manage to build a counter build against them, chances are you still have to fight an uphill battle and pretty rough. I don't think that army is really a meme, to be honest. Every unit they took was a good unit and had mutual support. That is true. That is true. They have a basic front line and they have a lot of missiles. Yeah, that is very true. Crossbows are still a very good unit. Buckman's Rangers more expensive, but they just hold the backline great. But I mean, at least it's not going Thoric and Hero Hammer. So, or maybe it's just that dwarves are so good at boxing. Even they are taking a slightly memeier box build, it still feels very strong. Anyways, we have a second battle upcoming here with, once again, a few Harganev Executioners on Sigel's side, but Sexy Boy here. Okay, Sexy Boy here definitely not going through the meta route here. Instead of going Rangers, he is going with 5 Iron Drakes, Flamethrowers. For the front line, Dwarf Warriors, and 1 Dwarf Warrior with great weapons, some Slayers to guard. So, yeah, still getting a box build here, but relying heavily on Iron Drakes, Flamethrowers instead. Some Corralers there, and also Grombrindle, the White Dwarf, leading the army. At the back there, a single Grudge Thrower to smash down enemy infantry. On the other side, for Sigel's Dark Elf's army, a front line of Harganev Executioners. No blasting charges on the Dwarf side means that they will probably have an easier time getting into those melee fights. Witch Elves from the flanks to wrap around, trade well into Slayers and cut down those missile units. Though I am worried about how they're gonna approach those Flamethrowers. That is gonna be rough. For sure. Leading the army, Lokia Felhard, supported by Sorcerers of Fire with a Flamestorm spell and Cascading Fire Cloak. There are some Dark Riders ready to disrupt, and no Harpies. Harpies would be good, actually. Oh yeah, Shetland Apache, yeah, definitely. Harpies would be good to disrupt the enemy missiles. Chariots these days are not great, so I wouldn't say it's a good choice, but definitely Harpies and some Dark Riders. This is some campaign build. Yep, definitely feels like it. 5 Drakes are pretty good in overwhelming numbers, but you usually need AP range to support that. Well, the AP range is pretty much just Grudge Throwers at this point. But yeah, this Dawi army, definitely not something you would expect. But our Grudge Thrower should be able to do some good damage, pounding the Harganev Executioners from afar. Already getting some good hits and knocking down quite a bit of their HP with that splash damage. Dark Riders are moving on to the rear and the flanks of the Dowie box, ready to just pounce on those Quarrelers, but not that they can do a lot of damage against the Quarrelers. Ooh, Direct Medusa, the Red Siren of Red Ruin, getting some nice damage onto the Iron Drakes from afar, and there's not much that the Dwarves can do about it, other than shooting back with Quarrelers. Yeah, other than that, ooh, Loki Felhard going in one-on-one versus Grombrindle, the White Dwarf, taking a losing battle here. Getting hit by the Flash Bomb to neutralize the melee defense buff from Dread Duelist. Using Cascading Fire Cloak now to boost up the melee defense, but he is still struggling, still getting those big hits into himself. Grombrindle has no fear, boosting the melee defense on Grombrindle. This is a one-on-one fight on the side there. Witch Elves approaching a little too early. They're getting roasted, absolutely roasted by those Fire Drakes. And Loki Felhard still struggling. Oh, that hurts to see Loki Felhard losing so hard against the White Dwarf here. Grombrindle has no fear, continues to keep Grombrindle high in melee defense, just blocking those hits from Loki Felhard. Now, after the Witch Elves got roasted, now it is time for Hagen of Executioners to go in against the Dwarf Warriors, but a wall of fire immediately incinerates those poor Hagen of Executioners on the side. Same goes for these one, I assume. So Dark Riders are slamming in, trying to disrupt those Quarrelers, but they themselves are approaching inside the Firestorm cast, which destroyed the Quarrelers and also the Dark Riders themselves. I don't know if this charge is worth it, but at least they're in and disrupting some of the Iron Drakes. Now the Hagen of Executioners can start cutting through the Dwarf Warriors, and also the Witch Elves are slicing and dicing the Slayers with Witch Brew turned on. Now the Siren of Red Ruin is finally in the range and safely shooting at the Iron Drakes as the Quarrelers have been shut down without any cannons or bolt throwers on the Dwarf side. The Siren of Red Ruin is can safely just kite out the Iron Drakes, really. Now the Witch Elves might get roasted a bit by those Fire Drakes, but they are quickly approaching the Fire Drakes and about to just absolutely slice them down. Witch Elves are trying to go after the Slayers, but they're also getting burned pretty hard by the Iron Drakes. Very really nice job from Sexy Boy there, keeping those Iron Drakes firing from all angles. Just keeping them fire and just roasting any units that are trying to pursue other Dwarf units. Now Loki Felhard is still duking it out with Grombrindle in the front line there, but seems like he has managed to pull back this fight for quite a bit, having those Dreaded Duelist buff and also the healing and what else is there? The Merciless Slave. Yeah, Helm of the Kraken boosting his melee defense, and he's just have really solid melee stats in general as well. The Murderous Prowess boosting his damage output. Yeah, helping him to turn the tables in this one-on-one single entity duel. At the same time, the Siren of Red Ruin really coming in clutch with those long-range shots, picking apart the remaining Iron Drakes. There are still Iron Drakes roasting a bunch of Dark Elves there, but they're under duress from the enemy Dark Elf melee units. Some of these Witch Elves regrouped and continue to press on, with the Murderous Prowess boosting their melee attack stats, boosting their damage output. Oh no! Seems like Grombrindle managed to put a couple hits in onto Loki Felhard with that Rune Axe of Grombrindle turned on, getting a little bit more of that weapon damage and just managed enough to rout off Loki Felhard. But Loki Felhard running faster than Grombrindle there, so he should be able to get out of dodge in time and stay safe, while Siren of Red Ruin is free to just put a shot onto Grombrindle and should be able to snipe him out. The Slayers are trying to fight back the Witch Elves there, but they are a little bit blobbed up and a massive flamestorm roasting absolutely everyone in the vicinity. Ooh, that was a bit rough. Siren of the Red Ruin, what is she doing? Just put a shot onto Grombrindle and it'll be done. Grombrindle gets executed, or not actually. I think he managed to, like, Siren of the Red Ruin missed. But either ways, Sexy Boy threw in the towel and that shall be victory to the Dark Elves there. Very nicely done. Very nice game from both players. Very devastating damage from the Iron Drakes, but just probably a bit too much missile units and nothing to really counteract the threat from the Siren of Red Ruin. She alone was able to pick off a ton of those Iron Drakes. And regular Dwarf Warrior frontline, was no match against the Harganev Executioners and Witch Elves. The only saving grace for them is the Iron Drakes with their flamethrowers. But once they goes down, there's not much to out-trade the Harganev Executioners and Witch Elves in melee combat. Especially the Slayers can't really deal with the armor of the Harganev Executioners or out-trade the anti-infantry damage output of the Witch Elves. And yeah. Grombrindle getting some solid value, but same goes for Loki or Felhard. The two of them just going one-on-one against each other the whole time. But yeah. Seems like Loki or Felhard just occupied Grombrindle long enough for his army to do the rest of the work. Flamestorm getting some nice damage as well. Alright, let's just turn on the screen blocker and then jump back into the lobby. This is a 1v1 scenario. I forgot to turn on the scoreboard. Let me just do that. This is not Ronin here. I don't know if I should censor this, but whatever. Sexy Boy gets 1 point from the first game, and we have Sigos there getting 1 point from the second game. Both players going for some very not typical builds. And let's see what they're bringing in the final game. I love this Dawi build, just saying. And oh, Sigos going for Chrono Halibron again? No, he can't do that. Okay, I'll give okay, so Sigos is going for a meme build, but using Chrono Halibron again. But I think I'll allow it. I personally will allow it. Just gonna give Sexy Boy a heads up. Alright, anyways, I am just gonna unblock this, and I think I'll allow this once. Just cause, Slayer army versus the Sisters army, would be funny. Yes, he is doing 100 Witch Elves. 100 weapon strength Witch Elves, yeah. Yeah, I think the Dark Elves will probably win this one. We might need a... Alright, cool. Yeah, so we are seeing a Demon Slayer leading a Slayer army with a Dragon Slayer in support. 5 Slayers in the front line, 3 Doomseekers, absolute craziness. I love this build as a Doomseeker supporter. Actually, are these? Yeah, one Giant Slayer and 4 regular Slayers actually. 3 Doomseekers, right? Yeah, 3 Doomseekers, and yeah, that's it for the Dawi army. And then on the other side, we have a bunch of sisters, a ton of Sisters of Slaughter, 4 of them in the front line, 4 Witch Elves at the back line. Wait, shit, this is a Gothic waifu army, with Helebron leading the army, and a Death Hag, plus Sorcerers of Dark Magic, coming with Blade Wind and Power of Darkness. So, yeah, both armies going YOLO in melee, and it is just gonna be a clash of glass cannon and see who breaks first, or see who breaks harder. He doesn't have Mind Racer. Yeah, he doesn't. Ah, well, it's fine. Let's go. Yeah, Crone Helebron here, ready up with the Witch Brill, Gaze of Cain, and all that stuff. Really good stuff there, and they're rushing in. Oh shit, I can do that with the Witch Elves. With Mind Racer, yeah, I should probably try that at some point. Sisters of Slaughter clashing into the Doomseekers. Both sides taking noticeable damage already, and it's gonna be hurt even more once the Witch Elves are in. It's gonna hurt the Doomseekers even more, I mean. Especially when Crone Helebron here, turning on that Gaze of Cain. Everything here for the Sisters have a ton of additional damage outburst. And Slayers are saturating in, and they are gonna try and trade one-on-one against each other. But yeah, the Brotherhood of Grimnir definitely dishing out damage hard, and they seems to be holding on pretty fine for now. The Demon Slayer turned on Glorious Death. That's probably why these Brotherhood of Grimnir are still holding on and keep dishing out damage, because they are not able to die. Really nice work there with the Demon Slayer undiable buff there, and on the flanks there, the sheer amount of Slayer bodies and the Dragon Slayers and the Doomseekers managed to win out the fight against the Sisters of Slaughter and Witch Elves, but there are more Sisters of Slaughter and Witch Elves on the flanks and are going to push in, and can the Slayers hold on? I am concerned about that. The Brotherhood of Grimnir and Slayers are still duking it out, and duking out pretty damn hard actually. Death Hack and Witch Elves are taking a lot of damage. The same goes for the Sisters, and yeah, both sides taking a ton of damage. Glass cannon is crashing, and it's all shattered glass all over the battlefield. But looks like the Murderous Mastery boosting the Witch Elves right now, giving them a massive damage outburst, and with over a minute left for the entire Sisters army. This is going to be rough for the Slayers from here on. If the Slayers can slay Crone Helebron, then they might still stand a chance. But yeah, looks like they're dwindling in terms of numbers and HP, as their units are taking more and more losses, and their models are falling to that anti-infantry damage from all these Sisters of Witch Elves, and the Sisters of Slaughter are also holding on pretty good with their solid melee defense of 59 at this point. Holy shit. And 51 melee attack as well, just out trading Slayers in every single engagement. And it's gonna be a glorious death for the Slayers for sure, as the last of the Witch Elves just out trading the last of the Slayers with their anti-large. Not actually useful here at all. And yeah, that is probably gonna be GG. Glorious Death, I think, lasts too long. I think it's fine because nobody actually used Demon Slayer. If you got 4 Slayer Lords in campaign, you can almost become permanently unable to die. Yes, but do you ever get 4 Slayer Lords in a single army? I think the upkeep alone would probably kill your fucking economy at that point. But yeah. Apparently, nearly naked woman outnumbering nearly naked bearded men in the battle of the barely clothed. It is the battle of the sexy people. Yeah, it is the battle of the sexy people. The last Slayers jumps in and he dies. Oh shit! I forgot to save the second battle. Ah, damn it. Mistakes were made. But yeah, I might just cast this for the sake of casting the battle of naked people. this is a funny battle for sure. We have a bunch of unclothed bearded men going against scantily clothed pointy ear women. And yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this battle here. I think that the battle is decided as soon as the army builds are finalized. And yeah. And it seems like it's gonna be GG, and congrats to Siggles for his Dark Elf run. And seems like Dark Elf once again triumph as the top tier faction. I mean, I don't think there's top tier factions anymore, but yeah, still a very strong faction. And obviously, Witch Elves, having more Witch Elves on the field is definitely better than having the Slayers on the field. And yeah, congratulations to Siggles using the Goth Waifu, Goth E-Girl lineup to win the battle. Ban Siggles rule breaker. Okay, I'll ban Siggles from picking Dark Elves next week. How about that? Yeah. But yeah, okay. Anyways, I'm only allowing this one time for taking duplicate lords. Just cause it is a thematic build that doesn't work without if it is not a Crone Hellebron taking the Lord. Yeah, if you're not taking a Crone Hellebron Lord, it doesn't make any thematic sense. Honestly, I would say it would be even more thematic if Sigos takes out the sorcerers. Just don't take the sorcerers and take another harpy or something. Rule breaker today. Yep, you are rule breaker today, taking the same lot multiple times. But yeah, and that will be the end of the live casting section of the tournament. I'm just gonna hydrate a bit. Yeah, she's for Nick. Yeah, Hellebron and all the witch elves and all the Sisters of Slaughters are pretty much naked or near naked. Same goes for the harpies. This is the Goth Girl build. Yeah. So yeah, that is the end of this tournament's best of 3, the finals. And next week we're banning Dark Elves and Dwarves. Or next time, I don't know if I want to do a Halloween themed 20 next week yet, but because I still couldn't really figure out a rule for it, like a Halloween themed 20. Especially like we're gonna have a new meta coming. Ooh, a new meta might be a good time actually, and we get like Vampire Count Halberds. It might be a good time to just bring a ton of. No, I wouldn't take all VC mirrors. I will allow. I think if I'm gonna go Halloween themed, I will allow ancestral heroes for the dwarves, and I'll allow ancestral summons for the dwarves. Tomb Kings bring their ghost units as well. The campaign only ghost units, and also the ethereal Lost Sylvan Knights. I think I'll allow those few factions. Just because, like, it's Halloween themed, so ghosts and stuff, right? So, yeah, if I'm going Halloween themed, let me think. Anything with, like, ethereal? Well, like, any faction with ethereal will... Oh, Britonia with Green Knight. Actually, yeah, that should be allowed as well. They have to bring ethereal unit in the... You need to bring a ghost in your army. So, Green Knight, you need to bring Green Knight, you need to bring... You can't take the demons because they don't have ethereal units. None of them are actually alive, so you can't have... They can't actually become undead. You have to bring... I might actually ban Hans Valhersen because he has been really good for hero hammering. But what else? Let me think. I won't allow Grand Cathay just because you can't actually bring ethereal units in your army outside of getting those ethereal summons. Those don't count. Let's see. Oh, right. Vampire Council is gonna get a big buff next week. So or later this week, I don't know. So we shall see what happens there. But yeah, I think I'll only allow factions with ethereal units. And Vampire Coast can bring their knights of their damned paladins as well. They have to bring their okay, no, they can bring their damned paladins, and they have to bring some sirens for sure. Now, see, Tomb Kings, they have multiple ethereal units they can pick. The Osirian's Legion of the Netherworld, which is an ethereal unit, and also Hex Wraiths. They do have Hex Wraiths. I don't know if they have any more ethereal. Yeah, they don't have any more ethereal units afterwards. Okay. What else? They don't. Skavens don't have ethereal units. Neither does Warriors. What else? What else? Lost Silver Knights. They have to bring that. Yeah. Okay. Ethereal unit. Ethereal themed tournament for next week. Maybe. Perhaps. Anyways, I'm gonna take a minute break, hydrate, grab some snacks, and then we can go into the replay section. And we have quite a few games to go through, actually. Yeah. Okay, I'll need to check the replays as well. Okay, cool. All right, I am back. Let me just look at the tournament admin. Huh. Let me just check the chat for a bit. Sorry, give me another minute. Just quickly typing some Discord stuff and sort out some tournament admin stuff. And then we'll move on with the rest of the replays. I think we have like 7 more games, so we have quite a bit of 6, 7 more games, so quite a bit of content left. And yeah. All right. Okay. We are good to go. So got a couple more replays in the download file, and I shall. Hold on. Do I have that? Okay. 6 more replays to go for the night, and then we should be done. Siege versus Nurgle over here, and it's gonna be a rough matchup for Nurgle. It is. Yeah, I think it's. Oh, Big Catruse. Okay. All right. Hold on. Looks like we have a Vanguard deployment, and we need to pause the game for now, since the battle immediately starts. So, we have a front line of Blue Horrors here, a second line of Chosen, very elite backbone of Siege Army, actually, ready to outgrind a Nurgle army, perhaps. Chromatic Abominations and Blue Horrors of Siege, and also some Flamers to burn down those Nurgle army. And it looks like the leader of the army here is a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Siege with Metal Magic. He's also on a Siege War Shrine, so chances are he might actually just dump a bunch of spells onto his own units, make them die, and then get maximum magic recharge and spell mastery and stuff like that. I mean, the bug has been fixed, but it is still very strong in terms of the magic reserves you're getting. So it can still be a funny tactic to use, not exactly a strong tactic, but funny tactic. There's also the Azen the Fallen, very nice, a very nice Regiment of Renown, having a mini Fate of unit basically that can spread to nearby units. So still also a very strong ability now. Yeah, the Pestigore on the Nurgle's army side, it is a Pestigore here getting blasted absolutely by those warp flames of Blue Horrors and the Flamers. And then there are some Murder Horsemen of Nurgle throwing axes on the side, and then a bunch of Chaos Furies flying in the skies. And yeah, Pestigores, more Pestigores, and more Furies and throwing axes. Leading the army, a Demon Prince of Nurgle here, supported by 2 Exalted Hero of Nurgle. The Demon Prince of Nurgle coming in with Fleshy Abundance and the Stream of Corruption. That is it for the army builds, and now let's get the battle into normal speed again. Azen the Fallen quickly jumping onto a Pestigore unit, slowing down its advance and allowing the Blue Horrors and Flamer just to absolutely burn down these poor fools. And then the Nurgle Furies are flying in, trying to disrupt the Chromatic Abominations and the Blue Horrors at the back there, but they are gonna hold on pretty fine for now. And the Chosen are still here standing untouched. Flamers are turning around to absolutely burn down the Chaos Furies at back there. A very beautiful fire lane passing through multiple units of these blobbed up Furies, and then the second Blue Horror are also getting disrupted, but mostly protected, and manage to drive back these Furies, not taking any HP damage at all. The Chromatic Abominations are almost dead because of all the Furies diving onto them and some friendly fire from the Flamers, while the Pestigores are charging in the front line, hacking down Blue Horrors. But now the Chosen of Siege with Halberds and the regular Chosen are surging into the front lines, holding down those enemy infantry. And they have more than enough melee stats to do so. Blue Horrors continues to chuck fire. The Chromatic Abominations are dead, but the Blue Horrors are standing just fine. They are now taking damage now, but it should be fine. A big final transmutation upgraded version hitting both of the Exalted Nurgle heroes and a bunch of Nurgle units and the Demon Prince of Nurgle. This would be a good time for a Fleshy Abundance, if there's even enough magic for that. But looks like there's no healing just now, and one of the Exalted Hero of Nurgle is already routed. Stream of Corruption, nice damage, nice AP damage against the Chosen, but that barrier managed to tank it, so no actual damage to the Chosen of Tinge. Pestigores continues to fight on, but they're still fighting against Chosen, and these are super elite infantry. They might trade decently with their AP damage, but still, it is an uphill battle for them. Especially Azen the Fallen is around there, hopping around and keep dropping those health drains onto the Nurgle unit. Fleshy Abundance healing the Exalted Nurgle hero. Unfortunately, it is not gonna keep him holding on in there for much longer. Flowing Axis continues being chunked into the fray there and try to chip away the health of these Chosens of Tinge. Aizen the Fallen is still holding right now, kind of low in health, but still 2k HP left, and are marching around, leaping around the battlefield. Taking quite some HP off of the Demon Prince of Nurgle as well, and now jumping in onto the fight once more. Is there okay? There's no Maelstrom. There's no Maelstrom of Change, but the Ties of Transformation and the Aura of Mutation are still causing damage to nearby units, so getting some really good damage done. Slowly but surely draining down all these Pestigors, and yeah, that is probably gonna be it here. The Nurgle army just couldn't really deal with that torrent of firepower at the beginning against the Tinge army, and even if they get those disruption units, those Furies into melee, they're just getting out-traded by Blue Horse shooting in their faces or duking out against the Chosen. Another final transmutation, and that shall be army losses. Okay, just replying to some Discord message about the tournament. Give me a second, sorry. Alright, so army performances, there's not really much to say about there. Blue Horse getting some pretty solid damage done. Same goes for Aizen the Fallen there. And the Flamers didn't actually get that much damage, but very strong, very powerful final transmutation there. Hitting so many single entities and units, just squeezing out a ton of value over the course of battle. And yeah, Nurgle unfortunately really struggles against Tinge. It was quite unfortunate to pitch these two factions against each other for Big Cat True, but I had to do it for the Skaven Civil War, unfortunately. Alright, Skaven Civil War. Clan... Wait, this is not Clan Morse. I think he just picked the default clan, default faction. But yeah, we have... We have two Skaven armies. One... Huh. Interesting armies. So there is a thing here. Both armies are getting quite a few skirmishing elements, but both at the same time decided to go Plague Monk with their anti-infantry bonus and cut through enemy chav. Not taking any elite heavy infantry, which is wise choice since you never know if the other side would take some avalanche mortars and just nuke your shit. But yeah, it looks like neither players are taking any weapons teams for long range firepower, instead going all in on those melee fights with a bit of skirmishing on the side. So army builds. Front line of Clanrat Spears for Lord Scroke's army or Angel's army, and on the other side, wait, shit, who is the other Skaven player? Contrarian Codex going for a Grey Seer of Plague. Okay, so for Angel's army, Warlock Engineer with the Warpstone armor and Cleansing Ruin to drain enemy health. Lord Scroll not taking any spells. Wait, taking Plague Resh. Why? Oh, for the Vermintide summon to activate that Vigor reduction, which is quite nice. Vermintide for the extra Clanrat summons, and Rod of Corruption and Libra Bubonicus for direct damage. Very good spells indeed, and good items indeed. Stand Your Ground for extra leadership and melee defense, keeping those Skavens in the fight longer. At the back there, Plague Monks and Rat Ogres forming the second line, another Doomslayer unit, and then a bunch of Night Runners, providing some strong skirmishing firepower. And on the other side, for the other Rat army, I don't even know what clan to call them, because they have the clan Ashen. I'll just call them Contrarian Codex army. Contrarian Codex going for a front line of clan Rats, a ton of Gutter Runners and Night Runners on the side there, providing a pretty strong skirmish core. Wolf Rats with poison, more Rat Ogres, Plague Monks at the back, and the Grey Seer of Plague coming in with Vermintide Summon, Plague, and no Dreaded 13th actually. There is indeed Scorch for the AoE damage, more skirmishing and mobility elements on the left flank. And that's it for the army builds. Let's get the battle going there. Oh, forgot to cover the thing. Very strong anti-large presence on Angel's side. Actually, a lot of very strong anti-armor single entity fighting power. Because Lost Scroke is also a Plague Monk that has he doesn't have that much armor piercing, but he does have Frenzy to boost his attacking power, and also the Contaminated effect to reduce enemy leadership. Also very good against Skavens, actually. And yeah, looks like a first Vermintide summon is going down over here. Clanrat on Clanrat, Clanrat and Clanrat Violence, or actually just normal Skaven things. Red Ogres wrapping around, charging in, and a bunch of Night Runners, Gutter Runners are moving in to skirmish. And looks like Angel's flanks are breaking, but the center core with all these expensive single entities are going very strong, giving the Grey Seer on his Plague Bell a heavy beat down, pushing him back already with all that solid damage. Also, the Warlock Engineer does AP damage. Okay, that is some pretty good stuff against the Plague Bell. Direct damage from the Cleansing Ruin as well. Directly ignoring all that armor on the Grey Seer of Plague. Some really good stuff happening. On the flanks there, Gutter Runners manage to out-skirmish the enemy Night Runners. So, Angel's flanks are breaking, but the center core with the Thing and Lord Scroke are still holding. Though, yeah, overall seems like Contrarian Codex makes a better progress of pushing through the enemy. Yeah, pushing through the enemies and pushing through the enemy lines with their Plague Monks and all and whatnot. Having more AoE damage, a wider army, and more scattered, with a more scattered and balanced army. But seems like the center core there is holding on very strong. The Doomflayers managed to get quite a few kills already. Not a lot of damage value, but yeah, they're just disrupting enemy formations on the side there. Contrarian Codex continues to disrupt and route those enemy Night Runners. Ooh, the Warlock Engineer has been routed, but the Thing and wait. Unless I mixed up the sides of battle. Wait, hold on. Anyways, let's just go for Red Skaven, Green Skaven. Green Skaven still holding on with the Thing and Lord Scroke in the middle, smashing a bunch of enemy Skavens. Especially with that contaminated debuff from Lord Scroke, they can actually ensure the enemy units route earlier than normal, and supplemented by the terror routes from the Thing. The Red Skavens continues to route off isolated Green Skaven elements, but yeah, looks like the Red Skavens really having trouble to challenge this. Basically, two entities. It's not even a blob. It's just two entities there. Yeah. And the Red Skaven's best bet really is just to use the Gutter Runners and Night Runners to shoot down the thing, but the question is, do they have enough ammo? Gutter Runners and Night Runners don't have the most ammo if you're not bringing the Slingshot variant, so even with their shots, they might still struggle to take down a massive self-regenerating monster that has over 10k max HP. On the far side there, Red Skavens continues to rout off enemy routed units. But yeah, this is a Rod of Corruption, directly draining away the rest of these Night Runners' health, giving some very good value for Lost Grove. And most importantly, eliminating the best tool, the best tool that the Red Skavens have to take down the thing. And now let's just go into a bit of fast forward here, as the double single entities are just bricking whatever that the Red Skavens are able to throw in their way. Plague Monks are still duking it out with regular green Skavens, but once the thing is here, they are absolutely getting pummeled. Oh no, looks like the Red Skavens are running out of ammo, which is a major problem here. They need to focus all their ammo on the thing. Otherwise, they are just gonna get smashed by the Terror and Contaminated Effect. On top of that, Lost Grove can drop in even more summons to pad out their army lines, giving them a bit more meat shields, more HP, more bodies. There's a counter summon being dropped in here, and everything seems to be piling into the blob, but a massive Rod of Corruption from Lost Grove there, draining so many units' health, getting a lot of damage done so far. Almost 1,800 gold worth of damage value now. Just thinning out the rest of the Red Skaven support. And now the thing and Lost Groves are gunning straight for the Gracier of Plague, as there's nothing else available to pin down the thing. The Red Ogres are quickly running away. They don't really want to tangle up against the thing in a one-on-one combat, really. And the Gracier now has nothing to protect him. The Night Runners and Gutter Runners definitely cannot challenge the thing in melee combat, and the thing continue to regenerate and bring back the balance of power for the Green Skavens. Now, with the Red Ogres being sacrificed in the fray there, just pinning down the thing decided to return and stop chasing after the Gracier and going over here to help out Lord Scroll, who is surrounded, but he is still fighting strong. Stand your ground, boosting his melee defense for a bit, and also just dishing out damage as a Plague Monk with Sensor Bearer. Kind of a Sensor Bearer because he doesn't have that much AP, but he's still dishing out the Contaminated Effect and causing these Gutter Runners into earlier terror routes, forcing them to break easier. And the thing is running out of healing soon, but at the same time, the Red Skavens are out of returning quota. A lot of their Night Runners constantly getting terror routed and returning to the fray, but some of these Skaven slaves are finally buckling and shattered as they have routed one too many times. Night Runners are still shooting in, but they are shooting into the tree line and a lot of their ammo is wasted. The Red Ogres are trying to surround the thing and beat it down over time, but yeah, they're really struggling right now. These Night Runners really have to stop shooting through the trees. What they should have done is probably move over here, and so they have a more clear shot against the thing. But right now, yeah, the two single entities are just fighting in the tree line, while the Night Runner is just getting absolutely no way to get a clear shot on them with all the trees in the way. And also wasting some shots into climb routes. Very unfortunate there. Every little bit of ammo counts in this kind of late game, and it seems like a lot of that ammo, unfortunately, is wasted. We'll go do a bit of fast forward there, and I'll Scorch, thinning out the enemy infantry support there. But yeah, there's not much ammo left for the Night Runners, and the thing is just trying to push for the Grey Seer over there. While at the same time, Lost Grove continues to dish out the Contaminated Effect against nearby units, forcing them into earlier routes, a Plague Spell even. Oh wait, no, this is not from Lost Grove. A Plague Spell from the Gracier of Plague, trying in a desperate attempt to thin out the enemy summon support, but that is not going to matter against a single entity as they continues to push in. One final Rod of Corruption, saving all the way till the late game there, draining away their health of whatever blobbing up against Lost Grove and the thing, and that was a massive chain route to the remaining Skaven units, and the Skaven army of Contrarian Codex decided to throw in the towel. Actually, I keep saying Skaven, and I've just I just kind of forgot to mark them as a green Skaven, red Skaven kind of thing. But a very impressive performance from Angels, Rod of Corruption cast actually, hitting a lot of crucial units on the Red Skaven side, managed to turn the battle around despite the main army goes down pretty hard. The Terror self-regeneration of the thing managed to hold on till the late game and break the remaining units of the enemies, and the synergy with Lost Scrolls Contaminated effect is just really nice in breaking the low leadership of Skaven army. Contrarian Codex win most of the battle, but in the end lost the fight. Won most of the fight and lost the battle, as he ran out of tools to take down the thing in the end there. So quite unfortunate. A really impressive performance from Contrarian Codex picking apart Angel's army, but they just don't have what it takes to bring down the self-regenerating monster and Lost Scroll that is dishing out all the damage with Rod of Corruption and all that contaminated leadership effect. And yeah, the damage dealt by the rest of the Green Skaven army was not that much, and I would say, yeah, for sure, the Red Skaven army overall have a more impressive performance in their individual units. But the synergy between Thing and Lord Scroll managed to clutch out a win. Might just be me, but I always find it depressing when an army gets destroyed and the Lords and SEM still pull out a win. I agree with that, and that is why I think Conquest is a good step in changing multiplayer. Because you can't really pull that off if you are in a you can't really pull that off if you manage to win most of the engagement with your army, having a bit of an army advantage occupied at conquest point. And this battle, if it is in a conquest mode, it's probably a victory for the Red Skavens, because they have more units to control the battlefield and in turn control the conquest point. But yeah, that is gonna be Angel's victory on that one with the single entities. Now we are moving on to Khorne versus Beastmen. Teutonic Order, how goes the battle? The battles are definitely fun. We have a really fun best of 3 finals for sure. Naked bearded short men versus naked goth ladies. Naked pointy ear goth ladies. Yeah. 2 glass cannon armies in the end, but yeah, it's very predictable as an outcome, but it's just funny. But yeah, now for this Khorne versus Beastmen battle, I forgot to check the player names. On the Khorne side, we have a front line of Marauders of Khorne, second line of Khorne Bulls, supported by Scarbrand the Exiled there, with a bunch of Murder Horsemen of Khorne with throwing axes and some Furies in the skies. On the other side of the battlefield, for the Beastmen army, some throwing axes of Centaurs, and a line of Angorherd, second line of Minotaurs with great weapons. So it is a battle of angry cows, and see which side has angrier cows, I suppose. And Butchers of Kalkengard, self-regenerating, very strong, monstrous infantry unit. Xantagos of Tinge, or I call them Xantagos, 2 units in fact, and that is the maximum limit for Xantagos in any battle, as I have set a limit for Xantagos these days. Angor Raiders for some missile units, and in the sky supporting the army, Malagor the Dark Omen with only Flock of Doom. Against Khorne, this might not be the best idea, because they do have 35% of spell resistance on their army, just very much like the Dawi. That is it for army builds on both sides, and let's get the battle started. They're in normal speed. Let's speed up a bit, as we see some skirmishing action in the early phase, throwing axes of the Centaurs just chugging into the Marauders. Not the best target for sure, so instead Xantagos are charging in, doing some cheeky charging damage, and using the Tinge barrier to block the damage that the units are taking from getting stuck in melee. Oh, there's also the Vorbergland Brute Mother. For if you hear as Human Boy put it. But yeah, Vorbergland Brute Mother there should be able to drain the health of the Khorne units once their leadership gets low, just like this one. But it seems like they're not close enough to get hit by the Vorbergland Brute Mother there. Anyways, the Butchers of Kalkengard are in, so they're quickly being terrified and routing off. While on the flanks there, Khorne Bulls versus... No, not Khorne Bulls. Just only the Minotaurs with great weapons pushing out. And Corn Bulls are moving in the middle. All 3 Corn Bulls going for the Vorbergline Brood Martyr. Oh god. That is a lot of angry cows. Butchers of Kalkengard counter-charging, but their regeneration actually screws them over here as they are weak to fire. And Scarbrand does fire damage. And the fire damage will slow down their healing as well. And also the anti-large armor piercing would be the great bane of these... Oh, it's a Flustercluck over here. What? Flustercluck. What are we watching here? A lot of angry cows against each other, but looks like the Corn Bulls are taking a lot of damage again from the Vorbergline Broodmother and Butchers of Kalkengard. Now more Minotaurs of Beastmen are rushing in with their great weapons, and the Corn Bulls are taking more and more damage. What the hell is going on? Why are they taking so much damage? This is quite tragic for the Corn Bulls right now, being sandwiched by a lot of the enemy's angry cows, and the Angor herds are trading decent, like equally against the Marauders of Corn there, though Scarbrand is duking out and smashing that Vorbergland Brute Mother, and now the Butchers of Kalkengard and the Beastmen Minotaurs with great weapons are taking a ton of damage, surrounded by Furies of Corn, who does have a Horn of Corn boosting all their melee attack, including the Minotaurs of Corn as well, and immediately these Minotaurs of great weapons getting terrified by Scarbrand and routed away as they are being utterly out-traded by all these juiced up, roided up Scarbrand, against a roided up Scarbrand and a bunch of roided up Corn Bulls over there on the side. Flock of Dooms continues to drain away the health of Marauders of Corn there, but unfortunately just not quite doing the damage they need to do with that 35% spell resistance. And the Vorbergland Broodmother has been routed, while the surrounding units around her is still still have enough leadership to not be affected by her health drain, her Mortis engine. In fact, now the Butchers of Kalkengard has been routed, being in sustained combat against anti-large troops. 3 units as well. They are just not holding it on long enough there. And yeah, that is probably just gonna be a victory for Corn, as the Beastman fails to outtrade Corn in a direct engagement. They probably should have went for more of a kitey way, more kitey way to play the game, I suppose. I'm not really familiar with Beastmen because I don't play meta factions. I play non-meta factions, and if I lose, I just blame it on the faction and instead of my lack of skill. So yeah, either ways, seems like, oh, there's a unit of Corn Halberd warriors that definitely help against all these Sandagors and whatnot. But yeah, Vorbergland Brute Martyr didn't get that much damage. It is the Butchers of Kalkengard doing all the damage against the Corn Bulls. The Beastman Great Weapon Minotaurs did some minor damage, but yeah, they just got out-traded by the Corn Bulls, who does have Frenzy to boost their damage output, and on top of that, Horn of Corn, making them even deadlier in melee combat. Actually, let's check out the rest. Let's do a quick rewatch on the rest of the battle, actually. Yeah, I didn't really spot the rest of the... Give me a second. Just replying a tournament-related question on Discord. Alright, let's just quickly rewatch the rest of the battle, because most of the time we're just looking at the corn bull blob. On the side, we see some skirmishing action from the murder horses throwing axes, and yeah, some Flock of Dooms here and there not doing a whole lot of damage. Senegor's pushing out, but Furies probably should have just charged in and just, yeah, Furies charging in and pressure them. While the Senegals of Tinge managed to wreck one of the Marauders of Corn there. More Corn Bulls piling in, but These Chaos Warriors of Khorne with halberds are holding on against these large targets, dragging them down in melee combat just fine, especially that Frenzy boosting their melee attack in conjunction with their anti-large, making them even deadlier anti-large melee combatants. And yeah, on the flanks there, Minotaurs are pushing on against Marauders and whatnot, but also at the same time exposing themselves to throwing axes, which might actually be their downfall as they're taking a lot of damage in the process. The Khorne Bulls are surrounded by the Butchers of Kalkengard and Angorhorst taking a lot of damage, but dishing out quite a bit in return, and Skarbrand in the fray as well, smashing that Vorbergland Brute Martyr. But the rest of the army here, you can see the Marauders of Khorne just bogging down those Minotaurs and Angors, while the throwing axes continues to do their thing, whittling down the expensive targets. And then, yeah. And once the Beastmen lose out the middle fight there against the Horn of Khorne, they have to try and scratch a win from other engagements. Unfortunately, the Furies constantly staying on the Senegals' ass means that they can't really stay there and shoot and dish out the damage, and they have been pressured back. Senegals of Tinge just got dragged down in that prolonged grind against all those Chaos Warriors with halberds, and yeah. That was just a rampage of Khorne Bulls afterwards, and that would be a Khorne victory. Alright, cool. So that is done there. We have Vampire Coast versus... Well, no, Vampire Counts, not Coast. Vampire Counts versus Grand Cafe. For the next one. Olaf the Moose versus Captain Tillis. Alright, give me a second there. Let me just pause. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm just replying some tournament related questions, and alright, cool. And also got the replay from Game 3 that I forgot to download from Sigils. Let me just grab that for the round 3 game that we missed out because of connection issues, and yep, that should be all the replays. Now, for the army belts here, we have Olaf the Moose on the Grand Cathay side, bringing in Yuan Bo, the Jade Dragon. Interesting enough. Let's see what happens. On the other side, we have Olaf. No, that's not Olaf the Moose. Olaf the Moose is the Grand Cathay player. Captain Tillis going for Vampire Counts. Let's see what the army builds are. For Yuan Bo's army here, a front line of Jade Warriors with some of them with halberds, a second line of peasant archers, and surrounded by more Jade Warriors and peasant long spears. Jade Lancers are guarding these peasant archers there, and a Jungle War Drum providing them immune to psychology and melee attack and reload skill buffs are nice too, but that immune to psychology really key in keeping these Cathay units in the fight against the terror and fear of the Vampire Count units. Yuan Bo here coming in with multiple spells indeed. Shim's Burning Gaze and Net of Ammontok. On the also the Emperor's Executioner to kill some characters actually. On the other side of the battlefield, a front line of zombies, second line of skeleton spears and grave gods, Sternsmen specifically. There's also the Koningstein Stalkers, but yeah, other than that, we have a lot of flying units. Vargeist for that disruption, backline disruption and damage output to shut down those Cathay missiles. Basically a relatively reliable way for the Vampire Counts to shut down the Cathay shooting. Dire Wolves in the forest, just hiding away from enemy sight, and leading the army, a Terrorgeist with a Strigoi Vampire Lord on top. Wait, yeah, Strigoi Vampire Lord, haven't seen this guy usually, but he does have he is a pretty good tanky single entity duelist, but against Cathay, I might bring him on foot instead, just to make him a less obvious target to shoot at. But yeah, let's just skip a bit first. There's no artillery, no skirmishing play, just two armies marching towards each other and positioning. And although that is a quite unfortunate Gaze of Nagash there from the Strigoi Vampire Lord, whatever he's trying to hit, he basically missed it and hit the ground instead. Now we are fast forwarding a bit more, as the Grand Cathay army is shooting into the zombie chaff, but slowly and actually not slow at all, but very steadily and quickly shutting them down, shooting them into crumbling dust. And peasant archers are now were targeted by the Gaze of Nagash for a bit, taking some minor damage. And over here, White King dueling Yuan Bo, and the White King is losing out on that. Very brave there against an anti-infantry armor-piercing character. Oh no, the Strigoi Gold King is getting hit by a Net of Ammontok and Plague of Rust upgraded version. There is indeed an Alchemist in there, and because they have enough elemental winds. Hold on, they have enough mastery of elemental winds. There is a bit of a mastery, spell mastery increase, 78 armor debuff on the Plague of Rust upgraded version instead of the usual 60, and yeah, making the Net of Ammontok and the Plague of Rust upgraded, making the Strigoi Vampire Lord a very obvious target for the crossbows to shoot at, and the torrent of crossbow bolts are putting a dent in his HP pool. Thankfully, the Gold King of Oshoran there, giving him extra heal per second, plus he did have the Opal Amulet activated earlier, keeping him alive for a little bit longer there. Vargeist are diving in, trying to shut down those peasant archers, but the countercharge of the Jade Lances and peasant long spears are keeping them in check. At least keeping some of them in check, doing some really good damage against the Vargeist here. Now Yuan Bo is in his Jade Dragon form, munching on these Vargeist. Vargeist managed to break basically all of these peasant archers, but these are only peasant archers, and there's still a lot of Jade Warriors fighting the good fight. Long spears as well, doing good damage with their anti-large bonus against the lightly armored Vargeist. So yeah, things are pretty rough for the Vampire Counts already, though maybe perhaps the Strigoi Vampire Lord, being a strong duelist with a lot of survivability, might be able to outduel Yuan Bo. Maybe, perhaps, we shall see. Now, the zombies are wet noodling against the peasant long spears, who does have the buffs of the harmony effect, keeping them in a relative good shape in the fight. And the Vampire Counts don't really have a good way to kill off all these peasant long spears, other than psycho charging again and again on the peasant long spears. These fell bats probably could be activated to silence the archers, but right now, most, if not all, of the Vargeists are gone. This one is on the verge of returning to dust. Oh, these are the Devils of Shretzofen. They are Regiment of Renown, and they have Frenzy, but either ways, that doesn't really matter, as they are crumbling to dust as well, being shredded by the Jade Lances and Peasant Long Spears nearby. Oh wait, I forgot what's the specialty for the Devils of Shretzofen other than their terror. But yeah, either ways, it doesn't really matter. The Vargeists are mostly gone now. Wait, there's no Scab's Graph on the White King. Oh, okay, no AoE damage on the guy. That would have been useful to break some of these Jade Warriors and Peasant Long Spears. But either ways, the Gold King of the Strigoi Vampire Lord actually managed to get a good trade against Yuan Bo there, getting some good damage, killing him to half health. But once again, an Overcast Plague of Rust upgraded, nuking that armor on the Strigoi Vampire Lord, down to only 2 armor, and he's very vulnerable to all the Peasant Archers' fire. But either ways, I've seen it. Oh, Vanguard deployment. Okay, that makes sense now. But yeah, the Strigoi Vampire Lord is reaching his heal cap. He has a lot of good healing, but he can only heal so much over the course of battle, and the rest of his army is not exactly up for the job outside of this one unit of Stonesmen there. Grinding steadily through the peasants and getting over 170 kills, having their own regeneration really helps. And that keeps them in tip-top shape, staying in the fight and just dishing out the anti-infantry damage against the enemy peasants. But yeah, overall, looks like the Strigoi Vampire Lord is gonna get tied down in... it's gonna hit hill cap there, while the Fellbeds are getting dragged down in those melee fights by the Jade Lancers protecting them. And yeah, we might as well fast forward here as the zombies skeletons are wet noodling on the spear wall of Peasant Long Spears and Jade Warriors, while Strigoi Vampire Lord really struggling to get the damage done. I mean, the Stearnsmen can fight till the end of time. Looks like they're just doing the exactly that, but yeah, Strigoi Vampire Lord once again being hit by enough Ammontok and the Overcast Plague of Rust combo. He's trying to snipe out Yuan Bo and try to get at least a win somewhere, but he is getting low on health, and army losses just takes down whatever's left of the Vampire Count's army. Netting and shooting flying lords with arrows feel so useless. It's only feeling useless because of the Strigoi Vampire Lord's Opal Amulet and all that self-healing abilities. Otherwise, it would still be good. It will still do decent damage. The HP didn't go down simply because the Strigoi Vampire Lord is getting all the HP back at a stupidly fast rate. That is basically a weaker regrowth, right? With a 0.8% per second healing. But yeah, Strigoi Vampire Lord getting some good damage done, tanking a lot of damage, a lot of archer fire, but unfortunately just not quite able to snap out Yuan Bo, while his rest of the army did almost next to nothing against the Cathay infantry wall, buffed up by Harmony. I mean, Stearnsmen did good. Like, they could have continued their fight a lot longer, but the problem is there's nothing really to shut down the shooting. The Vargheists once again proved to be not quite adequate to shut down that Cathay shooting. When there's a backline protection of spears, Jade Lances, or crossfire from peasant archers, one of them getting 2k worth of damage value, that's some stupid damage. That's like, what, 4 or 5 times more of their own cost? It's stupid. It's some stupid damage, but like, it also makes sense because of all the armor debuff and also the light armored monsters that they can shoot at. Yeah, Jade Lancers manage to screen for the archers. They're taking a lot of damage with taking a lot of health off from the Vargheists with their charges, and doing some really solid work. And most importantly, the Jade War Drum keeping those peasants in the fight with that super wide area of effect, immune to psychology buff to all the surrounding units. And yeah, even the long spears, the peasant long spears got some really good damage over time. These guys got a lot of damage. No, got minimal damage done, but a lot of kills. I guess they were just grinding zombies down. And not a lot of damage from the Alchemist, but mostly her job was to just keep spamming those armor debuffs, and got a solid amount of damage. That one archer paid for all 5. Pretty much, really. Pretty much. Alright, that is... Now, the last 3 games... Empire versus Dwarves. This is a cursed matchup. I actually need to review the first round matchups a little bit more in the future, because I'm seeing a lot of cursed matchup. Oh wait, this is a second round matchup. Never mind. Dwarves versus Empire. La Pruna got a buy around because their opponent had to drop because of connection issues. Anyways, army builds here. Dwarf having a front line of miners with blasting charges, a second line of 2 rangers, and then a third line of giant slayers guarding organ guns. Interesting. 4 units of gyrocopters. And on the other side, a front line of swordsmen, second line of handguns and great swords. Actually, great swords is probably in the front line as well. Crossbows, and then there's one single Hellstorm rocket battery, launching their firepower slowly. I would say if you want to bring rockets against dwarves, always bring the Sunmaker, just because it's fast. It fires. It does so much more burst damage. Overall, you still have the same amount of rockets, but the Hellstorm but the Sunmaker has a lot better accuracy, and it can actually use up all its ammo in a short burst. So it's more cost efficient that way, because usually the Hellstorm rocket battery fires slowly with a lot more volleys. It does probably the same amount of total damage in the end, same amount of missile projectiles in the end, but usually you can't really use up all your ammo in the game anyway, so it doesn't really make sense. So you end up actually not doing as much damage. Handgunners are pushing up with the Outriders. They're screening out some of the gyrocopters, but there are 4 gyros on the field. Ooh, maybe I should limit the gyro number count actually. But there are more handguns at the back line there, firing into the gyrocopters, just providing the anti-air firepower, while the rest of the Empire state troops are pushing forward. I feel like oh no, the Hellstorm rocket battery got hit by the melee gyrocopter. They have a lot more models, but the same amount of weapon strength as before, so they're still very strong in melee. They're now a very strong unit in melee, just running over those poor Hellstorm rocket battery. And yeah, that artillery crew got knocked out. Oops, sorry. And over here on the front line, they're a little bit of Earth Flood keeping those swordsmen in the fight. But I would say against dwarves, a better lore of magic would be the lore of metal. Gyros are so overpowered. Yeah, I might need to limit them to 2 units per army in the next faction wars. Because right now, yeah, the gyrocopters are shooting and kiting, while the front line, yeah, just even after taking a bunch of damage, they can still just dive onto the Hellstorm and just wreck them. Anyways, the Demon Slayer one-on-one versus Karl Franz, doing some good damage against him with their anti-large, and the Runesmith is in the fight as well, pushing back Karl Franz with the 2-on-1 violence. And while the miners absolutely exploding those state troops and pushing them back, even if they are the great swords. So organ gun annihilating enemy infantry formations as well, so not really much to say here, as the dwarves are already taking a very commanding position on the battlefield. Now giant slayers are saturating onto the Empire Knights and should be able to finish them in melee combat. Oh no, these crossbowmen sitting a little bit idly and then got hit by the Ekron's Miner's explosives and just got obliterated. Not only the handgunners are still in the fight, but they are not really doing any substantial damage so far, as they will soon be pressured by enemy infantry while being shot by organ guns. So yeah, Karl Franz is trying to push for the organ guns, but the Giant Slayer and the Demon Slayer will finish them off, and that shall be army losses. Very sound victory for the dwarves there. And yeah, I should limit the gyrocopters to 2 per army from now on, but organ guns getting a lot of good damage against the enemy infantry as well. And yeah, the Empire Cavalry just got dragged down by Giant Slayers. Hellstorm rocket battery got unfortunately shut down by the gyros, so yeah, that is gonna be GG. Yeah, definitely bring the Sunmaker. Like, what could have been done is just to keep the 3 handgunners around the Sunmaker, and then the Sunmaker can actually delete the 2 organ guns by itself before the organ guns can even get into range. Just because the Sunmaker has such a good damage potential and accuracy, it will annihilate the artillery crew in a couple volleys pretty much, and then the rest you can just spend on the rest of the dwarf army. Well, you can keep the handguns around just to screen off the enemy gyros, even if all 4 of them are trying to come in and disrupt. I never thought dwarves would be an air power, but that is certainly the case now. It is also in the case of Age of Sigmar. They literally have a 1 dwarf faction going completely air. Just a bunch of gunboats and infantry loaded on the gunboats. But yeah, that is it for the Dwarf versus Empire army. Not a lot of surprise there. Once again, Demon Slayer leading the army by a sexy boy. Rune Smith supporting with a bunch of missiles as well. 3 units of crossbows, 2 gyrocopters regular steam gun version with their AP fire, but just the better variant, honestly. They do some really good damage, even against armored infantry formations. And then 2 Iron Drakes with torpedoes, and then Miners with blasting charges, 3 Slayers, 2 of them Giant Slayers. And then on the Tsinj side, multiple Flamers. This might be a kitey attempt, but this might bite them in the ass, because there is indeed some pretty strong missile assets on the Dwarf side that can outrange the Flamers. Like the 160 range Iron Drake torpedoes, Warhammer torpedoes there. Now, other than the Flamers and some more Flamers and Zandagors, there are some Furies on the corners of the battlefield. Vanguard deployed 2 chariots of Tsinj there, and leading the army once again, the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tsinj with metal magic this time. Still metal magic, but with Searing Doom instead of Final Transmutation. Let's see. Anna, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, just checking some stuff. Chromatic Abomination guarding the leadership, and then yeah, let's just get a battle started. After this, we still have 1 more battle, and that should be the end of the stream. Yeah, Kharadron Overlords. I am struggling to decide if I ever start an AOS army. Either I should go OCR Bone Reapers or the Kharadron Overlords, because Kharadron Overlords seems to be such a unique faction, interesting faction with their gunships and whatnot. It's very steampunky faction I don't really see in other fantasy titles. Or I should go for the undead faction that I always wanted, the the skeleton undead elites, basically. But yeah, I don't know. But either ways, let's do some fast forward here, as the Tsinj army are trying to get a surround on the Dwarf formations, and the Dwarf gyrocopters will push up and try to do some skirmishing work, and then knock off some of the barriers on the Tsinj army, doing some minor damage. But yeah, once the Flamers try to get close, they'll get immediately lit up by the Trollhammer torpedoes, and one of them already down to half health. The other is also trying to get a shot onto the gyrocopters, but Gyros keeps flying around, dodging those Flamer shots, and you might have seen it from the last week's stream. The stunties are too short to get properly hit by the Flamers, so Flamers are not actually that good against Dwarves. We'll just have to keep fast forwarding as the Tsinj army tries to kite away, get into a good position, far enough away to not get hit by enemy shots, but looks like it's not too successful so far. Trollhammer torpedoes continue raining in and knocking out their shields. Another unit comes in, try to burn down some infantry, but yeah, a very spectacular light show, but not a lot of damage on the Giant Slayers. Again, the shots just fly over a lot of the Dwarf models and not actually doing that much damage. Now the Tsinj chariots are going in, trying to run over those Dwarf backlines, but a Rune of Slowness slowing them down, tying them down in this melee fight, and the Giant Slayers can now jump onto them. What the fuck, no damage? Yes, that is exactly what happens when you're short enough that your enemy always aim over your head. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Just flies over them, doing minor damage. Yeah. Don't bring Flamers over against the stunties. They're too short to be hit by that. And overcast Searing Doom, doing minor damage. And yeah, Chaos Chariots of Tsinj here being slowed down by the Rune of Slowness and got dragged down by the Giant Slayers and the Demon Slayer. Now the Chromatic Abominations getting into melee range and getting dragged into melee combat. Fury is trying to tie down the Iron Drakes there, and Xanagor is charging into melee combat, trying to bring down the Quarrelers with a rear charge. But yeah, one of the Tsinj Chariots is already being pushed back. Flamers continues to shoot, but continue doing no damage at all. Not at all, but doing very minor damage. So very pathetic performance from those guys. If anything, the Xanagors are doing way more work right now. Hitting those exposed bits of the Dawi formations, while the Flamers continues to miss. Continues to fire overhead over their targets and not hitting anything. Very pathetic performance, not even close to earning back their value just yet. I summon Chaos Spawn from the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, dropping into the back line, shutting down the Quarrelers, and more Searing Doom to whittle away at the Dwarf Warrior's health. And yeah. We can probably do a bit of fast forward here, as the Xanagors continue to just circle around, like vultures, picking apart any exposed bits of the dwarf formations, and the Flamers just not having a lot of success in kiting away against the enemy units there. Furies continues to tie down the Dwarf Warriors there, Searing Doom trying to whittle down the Iron Drakes, but the Iron Drakes manage to move out of way in time. Not a single model is hit by the spell. And yeah, the Chariots try to like do some cycle charging around, but every time they get close, they just get hit by crossbow bolts or just get grind down in melee. And Flamers continues to cut back. These Xanagors might be able to get some damage done against the Iron Drakes there. Yep, continues to not do any damage, especially not against the Iron Drakes. Iron Drakes having, is that 60%? 40% flame resistance, and a 10% fire weakness from Warp Flame, but 40% flame resistance, a short stature like all Dawi. They're just not taking much damage from the Flamers, which is constantly firing overhead. If anything, the Xanagors did way more work against the Iron Drakes than the Flamers. Chaos Furies now picking off some isolated Quarrelers, and Xanagors continues to cycle charge. Balance of power is quite equal, as there is a continuous damage dishing out with the Searing Doom, and although the Chaos Chariots have been pushed back by the Slayers, and the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Teens still being so healthy is definitely holding up the balance of power by quite a bit. But I don't know how the Teench army can outgrind this. Every time they charge in, they will take losses, and this is not not something that the Teench army can afford, especially not against the Giant Slayers, who immediately annihilated the Xanagors there in melee combat, knocking out their shield and doing some notable damage to their HP pool, putting a dent on their health. Now the Xanagors are trying to go after some routed units and replenish their barrier, while the Dwarf army reforms into a box. Xanagors charge in, take some damage, back off as their shield got knocked out, and a very nice cast of the bombardment tier 3 ability of the Teench army, but unfortunately the Dwarf units mostly moved out in time and not taking too much damage over this course of bombardment. And yeah, the Teench army just constantly dropping in those AoE spells, trying really hard to whittle down the Dwarf army there. A little bit of misuse of the Searing Doom. Definitely should have sent in something to tie down the Dwarf units, pin them down in melee, and then drop the Searing Doom to whittle them down. And not like just like that. Send something into melee, tie the Dwarf warriors down in melee combat, and then drop the Searing Doom to bomb that blobbed up Dwarf unit. Now the Chaos Sorcerer Lord has to go in for a melee fight. Ooh, that probably did more friendly fire to the Xanagors than to the Dwarf units. But yeah, either way, they still have to find a way to whittle down those Slayers, because the Slayers aren't gonna just kill themselves. And yeah, Wind of Slowness, but unfortunately a regular cast is not enough to slow down the Xanagors, to be slow enough to get caught up by the Slayers. Slayers only have 40 speed, and even after a Rune of Slowness, Xanagors still have 42 speed. So yeah, unfortunately that is not quite enough, but there are still a few units of Runesmith lying around, which can do some good damage as soon as anything gets into range. Now the Sorcerer Lord of Teench trying to go in for some melee hits, but the Slayers are just proving too much of a match for him in melee combat, and the Slayer blob is just constantly sticking to the Sorcerer Lord, who is running for his life, but he's just keeps getting grind down by the Slayer attacks, and with the mobility being hacked away by the Slayers and just being counterpunched to death in melee is just not enough to win the day. And unfortunately, the Flamer spam really didn't pay out there. Only one of them paid for themselves, the other three not so much, as they constantly fire overhead of the Dawi blob. That was quite unfortunate there. Okay, the rest of the Teench army, one of the Furies did fine. The Chariots are still being the pathetic Chariots they are these days and not doing much damage. Xanagors did some really good work. This one also earn some good value, just not quite enough to earn back their costs. The Searing Dooms, unfortunately, against an army with a lot of magical resistance, just not too effective there. Neither did the Chromatic Abomination pay for themselves. While for the Dowie over here, the Iron Drake Torpedoes did really well. The Gyros not so much. But yeah, the Slayers definitely held their ground, getting enough damage, just hacking away at the Chaos Chariots and bringing down Senegals, and of course in the end the Chaos Sorcerer Lord as well, doing some really good work. And the Rune of Slowness also really key in trapping those Chariot, and in the end the Sorcerer on his Chaos Altar, Chaos Shrine. Okay, one last battle between Game 3 Beastmen versus... Wait, hold on. I don't think we have watched... Wait, no, we have watched this, yes. Yes, we have watched this. Yeah, Sigils versus Olothamus, we definitely have watched this. And then Game Beastmen versus... Wait, hold on. Why is this Game 3? Oh, shit. There are multiple Game 3s here. Hold on, there is a Sigos Game 3, I think. Wait, what? Hold on, this doesn't end. Hold on, this might... I don't think... Wait, this is... and then Sigos played... Wait, hold on. I don't think... Wait, hold on, what is... This is Virgin Warrior versus... Okay, this is, I don't think this is the game here. Yeah, I don't think this is the right game. Let me just try load another save and see. Oh no, I think this is the wrong game here. Yeah, this is the wrong game. I don't think we have the Game 3 between Sigos and the Skavens, unfortunately. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't think we have the Skaven versus Dark Elf match. I think Sigos sent us the wrong replay, so I think we'll miss out on that one. And yeah. Yeah, this is Persian Warrior versus Oishikunane Kitan. What? Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is probably the wrong game. So yeah, I think that will be the end for today's stream. Unfortunately, we missed out on the Skaven versus Dark Elf battle, but other than that, I think we covered everything in this. Yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything in the tournament. And yeah, I hope everyone had a good time here. With a bunch of off-meta battles. And that shall be the end of today's stream. Well, we've been going on for quite a while. And that should be it. I probably should have soon then. Yeah, that's basically it for today's stream. I hope you all enjoyed this tournament. Either you are playing or watching the stream or playing in the tournament. And we will be back with more multiplayer content next week. I might try to do a Halloween-themed tournament. But yeah, so perhaps look forward to that, I suppose. But yeah, other than that, that would be the end for today. Thank you for everyone for playing and watching in the tournament. And congratulations to Sigils for winning the tournament with the Dark Elves, a very strong faction after all, with the goth waifu army there in the end. A little bit unfortunate that we don't really catch the replay between Angel Skaven versus Sigur's Dark Elves, but it is what it is. Sometimes mistakes happen, and yeah, that is it. Gonna be it for today. I hope you all have a good time. Have a great evening, everyone, or afternoon, wherever you are, and that's gonna be it. Tactical Lich signing out.